What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Real Estate Podcast, episode 319. I'm here with Griffin.
I'm here with Trav.
And I'm reloading, actually, I'm completely building a new gun from a bunch of other ones. But I'm with Adam.
Baba Yaga.
Baba Yaga.
All right.
Sometimes you gotta cut a motherfucker, dude.
Dude, that was badass. So going into this movie, I talked about, I've been hyping up Wick to people that they'll lend me their ear long enough to talk about movies and stuff. And so for a couple months now, I've been like, yeah, man, got about a month left before starting the John Wick stuff, man. And every time they would be like, hey, man, that third movie, they said that chick with the dogs. That chick with, I kept hearing
Halle Berry?
the chick. Yeah, which I'm like,
Yeah.
Halle Berry,
It's like,
dude.
how do y'all not know that's her?
But all of them kept going, dude, the chick with the dogs. And I'd be like, all right.
They're
So
like,
I
she was in
show
this
up.
movie Swordfish.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I know y'all remember that.
So now I'm on board. Chick with the dogs. Like,
Yeah. I mean, this movie was all over the place, but
it
like
was so
not
much fun.
yeah, but not in a bad way. I'm not saying like all over the place as in like the story was like super complicated. I
Yeah.
mean like he's in the desert. He's in New York
Horse
City.
went
Oh.
over him. Yeah.
He's
Oh,
Well,
like,
it's like,
dude.
I need your help. Will you give me? He gives the dude his ring finger.
yeah.
He goes back. Then he betrays that guy. It's like, then that dude betrays him. It's like, God damn. Like, for these dudes to like all want to stick to these rules, they sure don't
Yeah,
mind
but-
fucking somebody over.
Yeah, right.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Whenever he's talking to the elder and he gives him the ring, and he's like, there's just some stuff to see you on your way. He goes in there. I was like, so he told him he could be Baba Yaga again.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Because like the first hour of the movie is him getting relentlessly pursued.
Yeah.
And the second half is him still being pursued, obviously, except he's got a little more confidence now.
Yeah, he's got a destination, you know.
Yeah.
I mean,
Khajiit had wares,
like it's crazy. Like he's being tracked. They're like, the bounty keeps going up. The bounty keeps going up. That everybody's after him. He's in fight after fight. Like, and all this takes place over the course of like a day and a half. Like at least the start of the movie. You know what I mean?
Everything that happens in that hour.
Yeah, I know,
and
right?
And the doctor's like, I can't. It's like,
yeah,
what? You're almost finished.
Dude, he done pissed off woke Central, dude, because they were operating those fucking lines like a motherfucker, dude. Like, we have 10 minutes until John Wick's playing his, And it was something that I kept kind of chuckling at, too, was, I messaged Adam about it, but it was every time Ian McShane would go, "Shot, well, you excommunicado."
Yeah, excommunicado. What
I
was
thought
it? Decommissioned? The Continental?
deconsecrated.
Yeah, deconsecrated.
Yeah.
They're
And then
coming
they
up with these.
consecrated it. It was like,
Yeah, right. It's like, all right.
Well, they were like,
It's so,
dude, they
it's-
put the rules of it on hold so they could go in there and kill a bunch of people. It's like, wait a minute, like,
yeah,
what?
yeah. And
I thought
she
we
was
didn't
in
do
the-
that though. It's like, well, I'm
And
at
what
the
a-
high table. It's like, yeah, and you're high, bitch. You know?
and what about that whole thing where Zero's after him, and he's booking it to the Continental, and the only reason that motherfucker doesn't cut him down is because his hand is on
Yeah.
the step. Like I'm safe. Like
Yeah.
tag you're it. Like the porch is the
I'm
safe
on home
place.
base, you know?
Yeah.
Sure.
No, man, but
It's
dude, this movie's action sequences were probably the best since the first one.
Yeah, I would have to agree
And
with that.
Like they were it. Like Adam was not kidding, over the fucking top.
Over the top, dude.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But there was something about the way they do the hand-to-hand combat where it's not just a barrage of fists. It's all super fast. Everybody's a kung fu master. Like they'll grab each other and like you can tell they're fucking tired from fighting. Like it's like, all right, I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna slam you into this thing, and then
Yeah.
Yeah,
get my
let's break
shit
all the
together.
glass in
Like
here
yeah, like you like
with Baba Yaga's body, but we respect him, so we're gonna pick him
Yeah.
up when he falls down.
and all that stuff, like kind of you could tell he's like, of course there's not a moment where he's just panting like they're just standing at each other, but you know what I mean. It's not that suddenly he's pumping adrenaline all times, like
Yeah.
you can see him slowly get wore down. And I mean, once again, it can't be a John Wick movie without him getting hit by a fucking car twice.
Yeah. Back to back car hits. Yeah.
And I don't
Fall off a roof.
and I know that 69 Mustang was a classic, but I think he went about as classic as you could get in this one.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was an actual Mustang horse, but I'm assuming it is.
Yeah. What about like this fight that happens on these motorcycles
Oh,
Yeah,
and everything?
or how about right before it where he weaponizes the horses?
Yeah. Oh my god, where he's
He's-
smacking them.
I don't think swords and motorcycles should go together. That's you're asking
dude,
for it.
That's dangerous on an operator level, you know.
Well, they see him get on the motorcycle and dip out, so they get on like they fire their
Of
motorcycles up.
course.
There's like 4 people. They could just open fire at
Yeah.
any time and just end the movie right there.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
nah.
Like, it's like, come on, Baba Yaga.
That's what happens when you play with your food.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what happened on Zero.
Yeah.
It's like, you had to play with your food, man.
And
I
then
mean-
Morpheus.
Oh, dude, how eccentric did he get in this movie?
He's like, the king will not be dethroned.
The king is dead. Long live the king. And I'm pretty sure dude slashed his throat.
Well,
So the
not
ending
only-
kind of sent me for a loop. I was like,
He didn't kill him. He just slashed him. Was it 7 times or something?
7 cuts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But
for
I
fucking
s-
the
I swear,
disrespect.
yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, because they stabbed Houston through the hands,
Yeah.
which I did see in some post watch research. That whole sequence with Houston and the dancers and everything,
hmm
that's a jumping point for another film that's going to be coming out that's set in the universe. It's the first movie, the first feature that's going to be a spinoff from the franchise.
From
And
who you said just now?
Angelica.
So where they train the orphans to be John Wick?
It's the
Yeah.
black.
That's the way it
girl
made it
thing?
sound like he came from that, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's funny you say that because that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Because it's actually kind of cool how it got melded into it. So
Yeah.
the people that were writing it, it was going to be its own thing. It had nothing to do with John Wick or whatever. The movie was already written. Somewhere I forget the names, but they were the director writer was pitching it to the studios. People from John Wick were there. They were all like, "Oh, cool! This is a cool idea. Let's meld that into the John Wick universe and just let that be another part of like all the hierarchy and stuff." And it's gonna be absolutely female John Wick. The movie's called right now. I think the working title for it's called Ballerina.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And it's gonna follow, the girl that kept falling on stage, and the woman's like, again,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that it's gonna follow her go John Wick and go like classic
Mhm.
revenge story on people that killed her parents. But
Can't
yeah,
wait.
but that whole little sequence with them, and apparently McShane and Reeves will be showing up in the movie, so that's gonna be the grounding for. Which will be interesting if it shows John Wick in like earlier years. Maybe they do a little bit of de-aging on Keanu or whatever.
Dude, he doesn't look like he's over 50. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they put him in some young man clothes, he could play a young man version of himself without the de-aging.
You talking about John
I mean,
Wick?
you're right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Keanu,
they would just use the shit on his face.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
just shave the beard.
he is so young looking, like compared to his actual age. It's weird. I don't know. He might have sold
Adrenochrome.
us
No, I'm
short.
just
Yeah.
when
um.
the when the riot team shows up, I'm just gonna call them the riot team.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
when they show up and John Wick and Sharon, they all fucking they're sitting there loading up fucking handguns. John Wick's getting a rifle going. They go out there and they realize they're armored and they burning them down. They burn through all their fucking ammo and they just go right back to the vault and they're like, Winston,
Yeah.
we
We
need
need
more fucking
something more.
firepower.
Yeah.
Like, but then they get the shotguns, and that shotgun sequence was my favorite part of that whole little interaction
Yeah.
because they just start piling bodies.
It's crazy how like this chick shows up. She's like, "I'm from the high table. You know, you let John Wick. You gave him an hour and all this kind
yeah.
of stuff. You know,
Were you
I'm,
were you guys when she showed up on screen? Did y'all have that feeling where y'all were like, the audacity of this bitch?
well, dude.
There are rules.
She's in the hotel when the SWAT team shows up. How the fuck did she not die immediately? Like, I know she was in a different room and everything, and she's supposed to be a spokeswoman or whatever, but it's like, if I'm John Wick, I'm going up to her hotel room and I'm shooting her in the face and then getting back to business.
Well,
Like,
there's clearly a leap between a bigger fish and going into the sharks. And
yeah,
clearly above her's the sharks, dude. So I mean, there's got to be something that's keeping him like, man, I don't want the top brass coming down on me because they're the people that really are going to give me a run.
yeah,
Or I mean, hell, most of the top people in the movie we've been the past three films, they've all just been a bunch of pussies with hired guns.
yeah. And my thing too is like, because I haven't seen the fourth one, of course, but it's like, did Winston like tell him that he was going to screw him over? You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like, I don't know
If
if
he
Yeah,
did, it wasn't on camera.
that's what I'm saying.
But
Like,
that's what I'm
then
waiting.
when you get
Yeah.
to them, she was like, "Do you want your job back? You got to get rid of him." He went, "Okay." Pow, pow, pow. You know. He wakes up with dude like, "Are you
yeah,
mad at him too?" And he's like, "Yeah." It's like, look at him. Of course he's mad.
dude, he got cut 7 times, like 20 minutes before this happened, and his face was already healed.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Well,
like
like,
what?
I got that good doctor.
see, yeah, because at first I was thinking the same thing. Like, whenever she's like, you want your position back," and he shoots John. I'm like, oh, okay, we're gonna get like some sort of end thing where they're like, hey, here's how it's gonna play out. We're gonna pull a big one, and because I was of the thinking that okay, Winston, the Bowery now obviously, and I guess they're gonna find a way for Halle Berry.
Yeah.
Um, they're gonna go to war with the High Table.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, now it just looks like it's just the Bowery and John Wick,
Yeah. Right.
and possibly Dog Whisperer. Which I was like, what a bitch move. She took that last swig of water and spit it back in there and handed it to him. I was like, how you gonna do a man like that?
Wasn't the dude from Game of Thrones?
Mm-hmm.
Jamie. Yeah. That.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Dude that
That with
rolled with
Tyrion.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I like that guy a lot. It was there.
The whole part she's like, he shot my dog, and John Wick's like, I get it.
Yeah, trust me, I know.
Oh dude, and we got a good old Matrix callback. What do you need? And he just goes, guns.
Yeah.
Lots of guns.
The thing about John Wick is it just feels like everybody's having a great time.
Oh yeah, dude. It looks like they had fun making the movie in certain parts. I feel like some of them stunts had to be stubborn as hell to nail.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Um, I can't remember if it was Griffin or you, Adam. But like, what was it that you were saying? It was the whole like, oh, the camera angles. One of you guys had mentioned the angle where like, you know how in action films it's all the quick cuts these days.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
me.
Well, like you can tell that the whole stunt man. Like you could tell he knew how to capture an action
Well, the
sequence.
director
Yeah,
is a
because
stuntman.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
So they actually nail their stunts. You don't have to
yeah,
cut it up into a bunch of fucking.
yeah, dude, the choreography was fucking on point, and yeah, like maybe, uh, hell, if I'm not mistaken, I think in the what the that room where all the shit's behind plated glass and like they're throwing him through all of it, and initially it's those two guys with the swords or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I feel like they only did like there was only 4 or 5 cuts through that whole action sequence,
Yeah.
and I
It's
was
very
just
well
like,
done.
yeah, like you can tell that the like we were saying that like the director, you could tell he could tell like his cameraman's like, dude, it's gonna be real easy for you. Just stay
Yeah.
right there.
Throw punches, break glass. He lets those dudes live. He's like, I'll be seeing you. It's like, all right.
Yeah, I'll never get that. It's like, they're going to try to kill you again.
Well, if you remember too, like
It's like,
usually
yeah, I got
whenever,
respect for you, but I'm going to try to kill you right now.
well, what's weird too is how like normally whenever he would go to a different location or talk to someone of a different language, he would know that language, and he would, he'd be like, he would say the, Russian version for not just a puppy or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And when when Zero, when he leans up and he's like, "That's a pretty good fight, wasn't it, John?" It's
Yeah.
pretty, you know. Well, like that whole sequence with him dealing with the Japanese, he didn't say shit to him. Especially when Zero stands up and he's like, "We're not," he says, "We're the same. We're both masters of death." And dude just looks, and John just looks at him like, "I beg to differ." And at that very end, when he says "be seeing you," that's the only time he says Japanese to him. Like I'm wondering what, like, if there was anything behind that, or if that was just me over analyzing the scene. But I was just like, okay, he finally told, like, maybe it's the respect thing. Like he's
Yeah.
like, not only am I gonna let you live, I'll address you with your native tongue.
Yeah. Well, he went through. He had a rough couple of days. So
John Wick and the horrible, no good, very bad day.
yeah, yeah, right. That's pretty much what it is. If you cut the desert part out, and if they didn't show him like arming up whenever he went in the second movie, wherever he went, and they just like supercut everything, it would feel like one really long, really bad day. It's like
Yeah.
falling down with
Which
a
here's my
master
thing:
assassin.
why is that guy above the high table? If he's not the high table and not bound by the rules, what makes him so fucking special?
Well, I think he's like the leader of the high table, right? Like not really. To me, the way that it kind of made sense to me was like the high table exists because it's all these different like crime organizations or whatever you want to call it that's kind of all assembled into like this weird situation they have
Well,
going
it's
on.
he runs the Silk Road of assassins.
Yeah. But you've got the guy that kind of like started everything and might be funding everything that's
Well,
living out here in the
yeah.
desert.
The only thing I took away from that whole sequence was like he is gonna get that ring back from him.
Oh yeah.
Like I feel like I saw that, and when he puts it in his pocket, I'm like, that's for chapter 4.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I guess I was zoned out or something at that point, because I was very, by the time it cuts to him going to the elder and he's out in the desert, I'm like, what the fuck is this movie trying to be right now?
Everything, man. It's
I mean, not in a
beautiful.
bad way. It was just like it goes off the rails, man.
Kind of got to after those first two.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, at this point, you got to be just a train on a dirt road, dude.
Oh, fucking horse with no name out there. Need to
But I've
cut that over that song. He's out there.
Yeah.
but I will say,
Huh.
3 movies in hasn't been bad.
Oh no, I've
I've
to
thoroughly
me,
enjoyed these sequels because I haven't like both Chapter 2 and this. They're all cold watches, man. Like,
yeah, I think I like this one better than the second one in a big
yeah,
way.
Yeah.
yeah. Right now, my ranking for it is absolutely 1, 3, then 2.
Yeah,
And 3 is just because it really is like Adam said, it really is just action packed from start to finish.
They
It
don't
does
let
not
up,
let
dude.
it don't let up for 2 fucking hours, man. Which is a feat in and of itself because there's real like it feels like the only time like when there's downtime, the downtime is when the acts are changing.
yeah,
Or it's like a I got to get a gun moment, and
Yeah, a
it's
little
just
talk time.
enough for you to catch your breath because you're like, I just watched him kill like a really tall guy with a book.
Yeah.
And then like,
that was super cool though.
oh dude, I thought that was a badass scene. What was that guy from? Wasn't that the same gentleman from The Hills Have Eyes? But like, didn't he pass away?
No,
I don't know about that.
Because that dude,
yeah,
you could tell that he has that genetic. I don't want to call it a disorder because there's nothing wrong with the
He
guy.
looks more
Really,
like the
he just
dude from
but
that Rob
but
Zombie movie where he's eating the soup. The
yeah,
house
well,
is on
yeah,
fire. Is that what you're
that's
talking
him.
about?
That's
Yeah.
him. Yeah.
That
Thanks,
looks like
thanks.
him. I'm not sure
Coming
if
in
it
clutch.
is.
I feel like it is, man. I think you're
We'll
right.
see.
I think
I
you're
think
right, dude.
I
No.
think that guy died right after or right before
Yeah,
House
he
of
ain't the
Thousand
same dude. This
Carter.
dude's a basketball player.
Oh,
Well,
that makes
He looks
yeah,
like him.
but he has that growth, that
Also,
growth
that face
thing.
that,
yeah.
the
Well,
way
it's
the
in it.
bones
Yeah.
look.
Well, it's in the hands too, because his hands were fucking huge.
Yeah.
You know what they say about big hands,
And big feet,
big gloves and
big
socks.
nose. It's like, well, he better be packing because he's one goofy looking motherfucker,
Yeah,
That dude is
Roxanne.
7'4".
Jesus, how tall's
He-
Keanu?
And he was just
How tall do
ragdolling
y'all
him.
think he is?
Okay,
I'm gonna say 5'11".
I'm gonna say 6'1".
I'll say 5'4".
5'4"? It ain't fucking Bobby Lee.
Nah.
Roll the goddamn
Okay.
footage, Bobby Lee.
Okay, I'll take it back. All right. What did you say, Adam?
I said 5'11".
What'd you say, Griff? 6'1"?
6'1". Yeah.
I'm gonna go 5'8".
He's 6'1". How'd you? Yeah.
I don't know, dude.
You're like, I just saw him standing in a doorway, and I was like, huh.
Yeah, he looked like he's about an inch taller than me.
Dude, Bill Skarsgård is 6'4".
Whoa.
What?
He made Pennywise look little.
He
You know what I mean?
hunched
Like,
over a little.
oh, that's
He did that
true.
weird
He got
lean in with the hump,
Yeah.
Tom Cruise is 5'7", imagine. Yeah,
Dude.
it's real great, real great.
Dude, I'm taller than Tom Cruise. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Wait, we got to do the body count.
I
yeah.
tried to keep one, but I was like, I'm not doing it. Like,
I'm gonna guess that the body count was around. I'm gonna say 160.
I'm going 188.
fuck it. I'm gonna roll the dice. A solid 200.
All right. Has a whopping 151 kills,
Okay.
making
okay.
it the deadliest movie in the series. So they keep going up every time.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
the fourth one's gonna have what?
300.
Because it's what, 3 hours?
I accidentally just saw the kill count for 4.
Is it fucking huge?
Do y'all want to know?
Just go ahead, man.
It's 439.
Holy shit! Holy shit!
Dude, it
They go
makes sense
from
because
one-
it's number
that's a-
4. It's
That's like 150% uptick.
Yeah.
I mean, it's John Wick 4,
150 to
dude. You gotta go
4?
bigger and better.
God
Apparently.
damn.
Dude, Bobby Lee has ruined the movie for me. I was listening to an episode of fucking, I think it was Bad Friends or Tiger Belly because they both come out around the same time. But I'm just sitting there doing something, and he's just talking. He goes, "Oh, by the way, this happens in John Wick 4," and everybody in the room's like, "Okay, thanks."
Just out of the blue.
Yeah,
Out of nowhere.
it didn't
I'd
like
punch
completely ruin the movie, but he just said, it's a big plot point."
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's like, what are you doing?
It's like he's
Really?
dead. He's in purgatory.
If I
and
ever go to if I ever see a Bad Friends live, I'm going to
gonna
the
go
meet and greet, and I'm on site, dude. I'm going to jail.
punch him in the balls
I'm
and
gonna
run
I'm
off.
gonna take his beanie.
It probably imagine how bad that beanie
Oh,
stinks.
throw it at the wall, stick to it.
He never washes it, right?
It's like, why does it smell like Parmesan cheese?
It's my ear cheese.
I'm growing cheese out of that. But yeah.
Oh,
But I'm excited to see it with it being the new
yeah.
one and
That's like telling somebody
great
who
ratings.
has. That's like telling someone who has no idea about comic books that at some point Captain America will them over. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah,
th-
that's crazy.
like it's one thing to tell somebody who's read it and been like, yeah, they do it in the movie. Oh, cool. But
Yeah.
telling somebody who has no concept of that
dude,
shit.
it was like the week the movie came out. Like he went and seen it. He was like, "Oh, this happens to John Wick," and everybody's like,
He did that thing where when someone's walking out of a viewing and you're waiting and they
Yeah.
spoil the movie.
I'd go to jail
Oh,
if
dude.
that happened. Like I drove here, bought a ticket, and you gonna tell me how the movie ends?
Like I remember back in the day, man, when people would do that shit. Whenever, like I remember when
It happened to me when I came out of Titanic. When I was
when
going to Titanic, they were like, "The fucking ship sinks." I'm like, "What the fuck, man?"
Yeah, we didn't know that.
I remember when I think it was Spider-Man as well as the first X-Men. People would come out of the theater and you like I didn't give a shit, but you would hear people start going, man, and like the people in front of me would be like la 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 like fingers in ears like don't say nothing, don't say nothing.
Yeah, that's pretty shitty.
Imagine going and watching Infinity War and somebody coming out and being like, "Oh yeah, Thanos wins." Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would be
Oh,
Go
so
get my
fucking
car and
out.
cry.
I'll say this. I did the courtesy of waiting till I was past the line, but I was walking in Infinity like when I was leaving Infinity War and I had everybody with me and everything. We were walking out to the car and we got past everyone. I said, we just sat through 10 minutes of credits for a fucking beeper. And
Yeah,
Sam
yeah,
Jackson doesn't even get to say a full motherfucker.
yeah.
Like,
But yeah, I enjoyed like the second one wasn't bad by any stretch of the imagination. It was just like I think that there was
it
a
was the
real
stepping stone it needed to be.
I don't think they never planned for it to be more than one movie. So
right.
once
And I
the
think that
big
there
first one popped off, it was like, oh, we got to slap something together.
yeah. Well, not only that, but I think they had a realization on that second one where it's like the first one was like capturing lightning in a bottle.
Yeah.
We can either try to recreate that every time and fail and lose people, or we can just lean into what people have John Wick as in their head. You know what I mean?
Well,
Because
if the first movie was lightning in a bottle, this third one was the full thunderstorm, dude.
I mean fully they fully realized exactly what John Wick needed to be in
Yes.
this one. And I'm
Well,
in, dude.
the fact that this franchise, this type of, I mean, because even though Keanu Reeves is not physically like Sylvester Stallone or Arnold Schwarzenegger, the fact that he is single handedly carrying the macho shoot 'em up like genre right now,
Yeah.
like someone give this motherfucker a back brace, dude.
Yeah.
And the fact that the franchise is able to exist and make as much money, in a world with Marvel, um, all that other shit. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm sold, man. Like this is my Fast and Furious franchise, man. It can get he could start like shooting people with RPGs at point blank, and I'd be like, oh yeah, this is cool. Like, listen, I mean, I'm sold, man. I'm
Well,
down.
but we're missing the most crucial part:
Family.
family. Yeah.
Well, dude, he's doing it all for family.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
In
You're
memory
right.
of what's his
Yeah.
wife's name?
My thing is, what does John Wick do when he gets a hold of a fucking 50 caliber like mounted fucking like cannon, dude, on the back of a fucking Toyota, you know?
Pulls the trigger.
Yeah.
I mean,
Ends
All
it.
headshots too.
and
Yeah.
we almost, we're at, yeah, we're at the threshold of getting the infinite ammo though. Because
Yeah.
There was a lot of ammo in this one, right? Like
yeah,
Yeah.
when it
there
pops
were
off, it's
moments.
like,
There's one where he was shooting, and I was like, I'm pretty sure he just did like 13 shots with no reload.
extended clip.
When he reassembles that old school gun and just pops that son of a bitch in the head, dude,
Yeah.
I was like, shit. Too bad not everyone's rolling that kind of gun. Like John
Dude,
Wick would just be like, just get you some, just go full gunslinger with it.
I really liked how they did the knife fight sequence.
Oh, dude, yes.
That was fucking awesome. Like him pulling those knives out of that cabinet and just arm, leg, and just like
That
pinning
was
them
easily the
down.
most creative. Even though it was
Yes.
earlier in the film, probably the most unique of all the action sequences by far.
That and the horse.
Um,
Using horses as
dude,
weapons.
and he takes the throwing axe and just plants it at that dude at the end of the hall, just for good
Yeah.
measure.
Enjoyed
But,
it.
but it's something that always happens in action films. Uh, but you have that part where the adjudicator or the woman speaking for the high table,
Yeah.
Yeah.
when she hires the
Adjudicator.
sushi, when she hires the yakuza, that's what I'm calling them. When she hires the yakuza, and they're just fucking shit up, dude, jumping out of the shadows, stab, fucking gone. They're constantly running. Every sequence of them taking out a fucking literal who is just like stab, run, stab, run. When they go up against John, they're fucking dumb shits. like
Yeah.
like where was all that flair and
Pressure.
mysticism then, you
Baba
know?
Yaga, dude.
Yeah.
And
He
then
got
my,
in their head.
and then he gets them at their own game because when it's that angle and you see the shadows behind him, you're like, something's about to come out of that, and you just see Keanu Reeves like, I fucking got you,
Yeah. Bitch.
tag, you're it.
Enjoyed it.
He takes his belt and starts just like fucking Indiana Jones and their fucking shit.
Was it this movie or was it the last movie where they're like, empty all your pockets and take your belt off?
It was this movie.
Okay, but didn't they do it before he took his belt off and whipped everybody's ass with it?
I'm not
Um,
sure.
because I was like, it's weird that they asked him to take his belt off. Then I'm like, well, you could strangle
Yeah.
somebody, and then he has the
Well,
knife fight with the belt, and I was like, oh, he's a badass with everything.
oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Everything's a weapon.
he went full pootie tang on their ass. But like, no,
Tied I'd
yeah,
say.
yeah, side eye tay and whip away. But no, yeah, so here was my thing with that whole part. He empties his pockets to the dude to get to where Angelica Houston's at.
Yeah.
So he puts the dial down, he puts the stack of coins, and then he puts the rosary.
Hmm.
Was them having him take the belt? Was that just like an insult, like just that one little rubbing his face in the dirt, like I'm humiliating you, like you're gonna have to, because that's kind of how I took it.
No, I took it as like he's such a badass that anything on his person would be considered a weapon. I mean,
I mean,
and
true.
and he used it as a weapon.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
Which, if he was
Okay.
trained by these people, I would assume that they train you on how to use practical weaponry, right?
Mhm.
Like things that you would have on your person at any given point, like a
Well, yeah,
pen.
we'll see if you notice there were moments where he would be on the ground and you would see him like looking like what type of what can I use?
Yeah, yeah,
And he's always doing that shit, especially at the beginning, right? As the like when he's taking on the one or two like dumb goons, he's like, all right, I'm gonna fucking beat like we got like in the last movie we actually got to see him take out some motherfuckers with a pencil.
yeah, yeah,
That's what I do, man. If I think something's gonna pop off, like if I'm somewhere and someone starts acting a certain way, and it's like, oh, this is
yeah.
getting a
Where's the
bad
exit?
feeling, I start looking around like what can be used as a weapon
Yeah,
in this. Like you don't know if they have a knife, a gun,
no,
and if they're up on you, dude, you ain't gonna be able to run away from it. So I mean, I'll pick a fucking chair up and beat somebody with it. You know,
yeah. My dinner plate,
Right.
you
I
know.
mean,
Yeah,
running be the worst thing you do if they got a pistol.
yeah,
They'll just shoot you. Well, if they could shoot,
yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna give it a full star, man.
full star.
I enjoyed it so much more than
Yes.
the last one, and it feels like it lived up to the John Wick name.
Yes. This was I like if I wish like for all the good stuff we did get out of chapter 2, I kind of wish this was part 2
Yeah, right. Yeah,
cuz it felt more John Wicky. I
yeah,
guess I don't have
dude.
the right term for it.
You if you research something on the John Wiki, you're
Dude, the
getting
computer shoots you in the face. Like that's what happens.
yeah,
Like
right.
the fucking like if you're on a laptop, the mouse track opens up and a little fucking one shooter pops you in the forehead.
Only place they got it is on the John Wiki. I
Oh
think it's
yeah, another thing too. I love how they just casually give us his real name with no fucks given or any follow up. Like, so
yeah,
his real name is Jordani Janovic,
yeah.
Janonovich,
Well, that might be
Janovich,
his adopted name.
Malkovich.
Janovich.
His
Janovich. You could
That's
call
what I'm
me
gonna start
John.
calling him, Jordani Malkovich. Got to get inside his head to know how Baba Yaga thinks. Here's my thing: no one's scared of him anymore, or maybe they're just hiding it really well.
Well, they all had backup, so I mean, if I got backup, I ain't gonna be scared until my backup's gone. You know what
I
I'm
mean,
saying?
for
Like,
$14 million, dude, I'll put a bullet in the motherfucker. You know,
Yeah,
I
well,
mean,
that's
my thing,
true. Yeah,
my thing that what carried the John Wick movie so much for me was just seeing the fear in his enemies.
yeah,
Like they were fucking
and
terrified of
respect,
him.
yeah,
Yeah,
which is like,
and these two, it's like, all right, we're gonna reduce John now, where he's still like he's at the bottom of the mountain looking up, and
yeah.
everyone's like almost like an anime. You've got all these really overconfident motherfuckers that are like, it's only gonna happen one way. You have 7 days. Like I want him to. In case you haven't put two and two together, I really was banking on him shooting that bitch by the end of the movie. She's a
Yeah,
little
right.
too big for her pants, dude.
I hope she gets it in the next movie.
Oh, I hope they all get. Dude, whenever he tells Winston, he goes, whoever it is, like in the at the end of the second one, when he's like, whoever's coming for me, whoever, whatever, tell him I'll kill him, and I'm gonna kill them all. And I'm like, yes.
And he did.
he don't fuck around, dude.
No.
Whenever you like, he's a hero that talks the talk and walks the walk.
Yeah,
Like,
hard to do. I got a little bit of movie news here, though. So, Jonathan Majors' trial set after first court appearance. Lawyers claim he's the victim.
Mm.
So, Hollywood is abuzz as Jonathan Majors, MCU's hottest new addition as Kang the Conqueror, stepped into a lower Manhattan courtroom earlier today. This marks his first appearance since his March 25th arrest. Majors is facing domestic violence charges pressed by a 30-year-old female, apparently Majors' now ex-girlfriend who allegedly suffered the abuse. According to Business Insider's coverage, Majors himself may be the victim of false allegations and even police misconduct. According to Major's legal team, the complainant has admitted that she took sleeping pills later that same night after the alleged incident in her publicly documented night out clubbing before passing out in a walk-in closet, and that it was Majors who called 911 the morning of March the 25th. Additionally, Major's legal team reports that an expert medical examiner has noticed that the complainant was visibly uninjured in surveillance videos from a nightclub later that night, and that the cut on her head was treated on March the 25th was consistent with falling and hitting one's head, not being struck in the face.
Mm.
Allegations related to strangulation were dropped by the DA as well. Finally, Major's legal team reports that individuals who witnessed what occurred the night in question from the back of a taxi in New York City have stated and will testify that Mr. Majors was in fact the victim of abuse and the complainant was the actual aggressor. Majors appeared in the courtroom at 9 a.m. in the morning today, June the 20th. The status conference only lasted about 3 minutes. The trial has been scheduled for August the 3rd in Manhattan, as reported by Variety. The charges against Majors stem from an altercation with a woman who is presumed as Major's girlfriend. The woman, who remains anonymous, claims to have suffered minor injuries to her head, neck, and finger. The alleged victim was granted a temporary order of protection against Majors following the incident. The restraining order bars any direct or third party contact between the two parties. The order will stay in effect until the trial commences. The gravity of the situation was serious, as Judge Rachel S. Hawley reminded Majors of the importance of appearing in court on the scheduled date. She warned the consequence should Majors fail to comply is the assurance of arrest warrant within 48 hours. As this legal storm brews, Majors' defense has been unyielding in their stance. Majors' camp, uh, they denied any wrongdoing on his part and have released text messages and videos in a bid to establish his innocence. One such text message from the alleged victim of Majors reads, I told them it was my fault for trying to grab your phone," followed by her assertion that she informed the police that Major's actions were not an attack. Major's attorney, Priya Chaudhry, has branded the case a witch hunt and has asserted that the proceedings are steeped in bias. She went on to further highlight how Majors, a 200-pound black man, is facing a criminal justice system plagued by racial biases. Caudry released the following statement on behalf of Majors ahead of the hearing. Uh, Chaudhry released the following statement. Within a few weeks of these false allegations, we provided the district attorney with evidence of Mr. Major's innocence. Last week, we delivered additional compelling evidence to the district attorney, clearly proving Grace Jabari's assault on Jonathan Majors and not the other way around. This evidence, it's funny how it says this anonymous victim, and here we go. This evidence includes videos of Miss Jabari's frenzied attack on Mr. Majors and his running away from her. We also provided photographs illustrating the injuries she inflicted on Mr. Majors and photos of his clothing torn as a direct consequence of Miss Jabari's violent actions. Following this, we strongly requested the district attorney dismiss all charges against Mr. Majors immediately and initiate proceedings against Miss Jabari, holding her accountable for her crimes. While we are hopeful that the district attorney is reviewing these materials in good faith and will do the right thing soon to accelerate our case, we've requested a trial date ASAP. So the trial date is August the 3rd. This is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I know when this whole debacle started out, we all were like, "Eh, it was probably roid rage," because of I mean, hell, the still shot that we're seeing for the articles from Creed 3, and we had brought up the differences in his physique from him being in Quantum Mania to now, and how quick that was, or maybe we just
Yeah.
whatever. But I mean,
We
If it
also
takes,
were like, we need to see this play out before we were like, this
yeah,
motherfucker.
if it takes splitting hairs to prove the man's innocent, split the hairs, man.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
it'll ruin his career if you don't. I mean,
Absolutely.
and
And
I don't like how they brought race into that because this is something that a lot of people face.
Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
Race doesn't have
absolutely.
anything to do with it. It's a woman saying you did something
Well,
to him you didn't do, and then you're just automatically you're that guy.
well, it just seems like it could easily spin into this crazy story like the Depp Heard saga.
Yeah.
Dude, when I go on
It,
service calls, I won't be alone. I will not go in a house alone with a woman.
Yeah.
I just won't do it. Somebody else got to be there.
Yeah.
Not happening.
Well, and the thing, and I remember when we were talking about this before, it's like, the justice system is supposed to exist for a reason, right? You're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty, as opposed to this like, well, you're guilty until maybe you're innocent, but like even if you're innocent, you're not really going to be innocent because the larger public is
well,
going to like,
the court of public opinion has become
Well, you're guilty
more
until
influential
proven
than
innocent now.
yeah,
yeah. Instead of the actual book of law, it's the court of public opinion now. So once your
Yeah.
reputation is shit or thrown in the shitter, that's a very very hard like thing to overcome. Not that it can't be done,
yeah,
but it does nobody favors, and it certainly
yeah,
didn't do Major's favors because I mean he lost his PR team, managers, probably tons of projects that were on the way to him.
The Otis
Probably got
Redding
a
yeah,
lot of
movie.
probably got a lot
yeah,
of calls being like, "Hey, when that script comes in the mail, chunk it. You're not in consideration anymore."
Yeah.
yeah.
Or
Well,
hey,
and that's
send that back.
well, the good thing, like the silver lining to all this is I haven't seen a lot of like finger pointing or whatever you want to call it on behalf of her against
Mm-hmm.
Majors because like you do see some people, of course, here and there that's like he's a woman beater and all these male actors, blah blah blah. But it's not like an echo chamber that it normally is. It's more on a tangent side of specific people, Also, like the writer strike is going to give him enough time to kind of like hopefully
Yeah.
get all this fleshed out to where maybe he can pick up on some of those projects that he was
Yeah.
attached to, you know?
He's also lucky to be in the position where he can afford a good legal team.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know.
Yeah. And that's the thing too. It's like you have to kind of respect, even though like it might not be the best thing that they could have done, but you still have to kind of respect the fact that like Marvel hasn't dropped him. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They haven't publicly came out and been like, no, we're not working with Mr. Majors any longer.
Yeah.
You know, he's yeah, like if he explain, which they're doing the right thing. They're not legal people. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? They're movie producers, they're movie, they're writers and everything. So they're doing it, in my opinion, the right way by being like, we're gonna wait and see what happens. Because if
Mm-hmm.
he's guilty, then he's guilty, but like
Until then,
the
he's not.
evidence, yeah, the
Oh, and I'm
evidence
sure they
seems,
asked him. It's like, hey, I mean, come on.
yeah,
Are we
right.
gonna,
Are
you
we gonna
know?
regret all this? They were originally, because we talked about this, they were originally going to have different people play Kang, and
Yeah.
he came in on Loki and just killed it. And they're
Mm-hmm.
like, no, he is going to be the Kang,
Yeah.
all the Kangs. And it's like that's hard for someone to do, man. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, I'm interested. Maybe they can expedite this process. I mean, if there's video surveillance
Yeah.
evidence and
Medical
like,
examiner. He's like, I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
she
like what do
fell.
we do? What are we doing here? You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
like, it sounds like she wants a payout, right?
I mean,
I mean, if what they're saying is true, if the video surveillance evidence shows that she was fine, if the medical
yeah, he's being
examiner's like,
blackmailed.
yeah, exactly, right? So, yeah,
That's
it's just
extortion.
yes,
I believe that's not a good crime you want to be accused of.
it's like treason,
I think
dude.
that's a felony, right? Like you get in big
Yeah,
trouble for it.
Yeah. But I mean, look at the current climate and how like laws are being bent for specific people. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
so of course, in certain situations, it's like, oh, well, if they can do it, I can do it, right? So I'm just waiting for somebody to hit me with their car, you know?
Yeah.
So next up here, Jensen Eccles jokes about potentially losing the role of Batman to Pedro Pascal. So Pedro Pascal's the man of the moment, and Jensen Eccles knows it very well, which is why he fears losing the chance to play Batman to the protagonist of The Last of Us and The Mandalorian. The former Supernatural star is one of the fan favorite choices to become the new Dark Knight. In fact, before Ben Affleck was cast as the Snyderverse Bruce Wayne or Robert Pattinson was announced as Matt Reeves' Batman, many called for Eccles to don the Cape Crusaders suit. In fact, the star of The Boys has already had the opportunity to become the vigilante of Gotham City, but in an animated production such as The Long Halloween, Legion of Superheroes, and more recently in Justice League War World. However, playing him in live action would undoubtedly be a dream come true for the actor, as for almost anyone, considering that Batman is one of the most popular comic book characters in all of history. During a recent panel at a convention, Ackles once again expressed his interest in becoming the famous hero, joking about the possibility of losing the role to Pedro Pascal. I don't know. This is what he said. I don't know. Even if I knew, I wouldn't tell you. I mean, would I do it? Sure. Would I want to do it? Yes. Will I be mad when Pedro Pascal gets it? Yeah. God bless you, Pedro. You just keep killing it, buddy. Let me know when you on something. Let me know when you pass on something. Look, right now, nobody's talking about anything. There's a strike going on in the entertainment industry, and until that gets solved, nobody is having conversations about anything. Would I entertain the idea of playing my favorite superhero of all time? Nah, I'm good. I would love it. Sign me up. I think he would be okay as Batman.
He was Soldier Boy. Was it Soldier Boy? Yeah. On the
Soldier
boys.
Boy. Oh, really?
Yeah, like their version of Captain America. He
Oh,
goes way
okay.
back. He fought the war. You know,
Yeah.
he's like some super soldier. Does a great job. And he's like a dick. You know,
Right. Yeah.
he's like walking with these ladies snorting blow, and there's kids over there like Soldier Boy. And he's like, fuck those kids. You know,
Yeah.
really,
Wow.
he don't care.
I've seen a couple of episodes of Supernatural. I think he
Yeah.
played Green Arrow in the first Green Arrow outing
Oh,
on Smallville. I think that was the first place I saw him. And I thought that he did a fantastic job. I thought it was kind of weird that they didn't cast him as Green Arrow because, like, the popularity of his character in Smallville kind of
yeah.
made the Arrow show happen. So, but anyway,
He has
I
come a
guess Supernatural.
long way since days of our lives. That's for sure.
How old is the guy?
Let me
Because,
go
like,
back to that. 45.
I mean, he doesn't look that
Don't look a
old, you
day
know?
over fucking 37, dude.
Yeah, Snow to the new.
You know?
Yeah,
I believe Ackles also did some Batman related shit.
yeah. In the article, it said that he did the
Yeah.
voice of Batman in The Long Halloween, Legion of Superheroes, and Justice League War World. I'm okay with it. He's got a strong jawline.
Oh, yeah.
You
I
know
was
what I'm?
telling him, Trav, he played Soldier Boy in The Boys. He did good at that. Also
Oh,
wears a cow, you know?
oh, I'll put it this way: Soldier Boy is probably the most hard R version of his acting you're gonna see.
That's cool. I mean,
You still haven't watched The Boys, Griff?
no, dude, I'm behind on everything.
Um, A+ show. I would throw it. I recommend throwing it on the pile and bumping it to the top a little bit, somewhere in your top 10.
Yeah, I'm trying to get. You know, it's.
Once you get
I don't. I'm
behind. I mean, I have shit I'm behind on.
Well, it's not
I just
even
have to
that.
pick. It's like, well, I guess I'm gonna watch this now.
It's like I'm over here like there's a couple of shows that I need to get caught up on, but like I have to watch those in my time, which really just doesn't exist. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Oh
But
No,
like,
man.
no, know that
but
feel.
but right now it's like, hey, tomorrow we're gonna watch John Wick 4, right? And I'm like, I mean, I was thinking Sunday. No, we're gonna watch it tomorrow, and I'm like, why can't you be this excited about other stuff? You know what I mean? Like, give it a try. So, but anyway,
She likes to wet the wick, dude.
she does, and that's fine. But like, she can wet the wick on other things,
Yeah.
you know, like Righteous Gemstones,
Yeah.
Boys. You know, like I can insert like a fucking thousand things I need to watch. So,
I can't wait till you see Smut Busters, Griffin.
I mean, maybe in the next 20 years I'll get get everything
Oh my god.
crammed. You know, I need to just like nut up and shut up. You know. But next up here, the highly anticipated sci-fi series Metropolis has been officially canceled. So the ongoing Writers Guild of America strike has quite literally been striking down one major production after another since protests began early last month, as thousands of writers continue to picket outside studios nationwide for sweeping changes to working conditions and fair compensation. The monumental impact is being felt everywhere in the industry, and now one of the biggest television projects in decades has been declared yet another casualty. Per the report from Collider, Sam Ismaili, Sam Ismaili's epic sci-fi series Metropolis is officially dead after ongoing production challenges, the Writers Guild strike serving as the nail in the coffin. Metropolis was set as an incredibly ambitious series adaptation of the original 1927 dystopian film of the same name, directed by Fritz Lang, considered one of the most influential and groundbreaking films of all time. Set in a dystopian futuristic city, the story follows Freighter, the wealthy son of the city's ruler, who becomes aware and empathetic of the plights faced by the working class. He meets and falls in love with a woman named Maria, an activist for the working class, and together they try to bridge the gap to bring divided humanity back together. Sam Ismaili, or Sam Ismail, whose previous work also included another popular sci-fi series called Mr. Robot that starred award-winning actor Rami Malek and ran for 4 seasons, was at the helm of the mega project as showrunner, writer, and director. He served as its creative mind while both Universal Content Productions and Anonymous Content agreed to handle the finances. However, those financial costs grew more and more staggering, and the project began to fall into limbo. Apple TV Plus came aboard last year to help ease the burden, and the outlook was instead abundantly positive while filming finally set to begin this summer in Melbourne, Australia. This was also thanks in large part to Vic Screen's Victorian Screen Incentive Grant and the Australian government's location incentive. With what seemed like enough cost coverage, Ismail was ready and eager to move forward at last. The series was going one of the most technically ambitious productions ever made, with thousands of jobs created and an unprecedented amount of visual effects that would also harness the adoption of LED volumes seen in Disney Plus's popular Star Wars series, The Mandalorian. However, reps at UCP pulled back the curtain on what was, in truth, a growing mountain of issues that made the show's downfall all but inevitable. Coupled with the still insurmountable cost that was incomplete production drafts of scripts and the commencement of the WGA writer strike meant that no further work could be done on those scripts until the strike ends. As of now, there's clearly still no end in sight, and all of that has led to the regrettable decision to pull the plug on the entire project permanently. But
I call.
I'll
Oh,
go.
sorry.
I was just going to say that the next part of this, which I'm not going to dive too deep on because we've already talked about it, Metropolis may spiritually live on in Francis Coppola's Megalopolis.
But
It's
he was
supposed to be
having a
like a
bunch of
spiritual.
problems, remember? They
Yeah,
said it was a
yeah,
nightmare. They were having
yeah,
to scrap the whole visual effects department, and
yeah. So
So hear me out.
but he spent his
I
own
call
money
I call bullshit.
on which part?
on the
All
strike, or
on being able to make Metropolis. Sorry, I got a kernel on my tube. Anyway, I call bullshit because they were talking about cost, right?
Hmm.
Dude, if they're using the LED, if they're using the volume, which is what the fuck that is,
yeah,
that's cheaper, not more like expensive. And I
mm-hmm.
know they're going to be building other sets and there's going to be other elements incorporated. Sure, fine, whatever. But you're telling me that we can, with the use of motion capture, CGI, and Unreal Engine 5, we can make Josh Brolin be a purple headed guy that snaps his fingers. And we're all like, that looks real as fuck. But they can't get this going. Like that, like that's horseshit. And the reason why I'm saying that now is because, okay, I know we haven't seen Metropolis, but it's a 1927 film. It's going to obviously have stuff in the narrative, like ideas and concepts, like the way they're explaining, like, you know, the working class,
yeah.
you know, class warfare, all that stuff. Adapting that into the modern era, the only way that you can keep the soul of that movie alive is to bring forward those ideas and those concepts.
Hmm.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's people that was like, "Oh, they're making a Metropolis movie," and without getting too necessarily political here, the people in the propaganda department of the world's like, you know what? We don't really need to have these ideas brought to the forward
But the
front
other one's
just yet.
they're still working on the other one, so they would have to shut that one down too, right?
I mean, that's true.
And that was having a lot of problems. And what was it? Was it Francis Ford Coppola? Who was it?
Yeah, it's
I mean, it's
Francis Ford
someone
Coppola.
big, you know, like it's
Yeah.
gonna. There are a lot of
Yeah.
people. I mean, I don't even know who the fuck this guy is. I know what iRobot is. I know it was a hit show.
Yeah.
I
It's
just
just
feel like
I know where
someone
you're coming
doesn't like
from,
the. I just feel like someone doesn't like the overall
but
idea that was going to get
for
sold with
sure,
it, and so they were like, "Hey, let's throw some roadblocks in the way here."
having to
Because
pay the writers more, like there's a lot of stuff that's not going to get made because the writers they're not going to back down until they get the money they want.
yeah.
And if you know, but if that's what it takes to like, let's not make just every fucking little thing that comes along.
Yeah.
You know, hold out for
quality
the
over
good.
quantity.
Yeah. That's what they're going to have to do after this whole thing takes off.
Yeah. Which is fine. I mean, it's
Yeah,
about
it's
time
time.
for it's time for the great reset. You know what I'm saying? On like, and I'm talking about the reset, like the rewind button,
Yeah,
you know.
be
Um
kind.
yeah. But I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, who knows? This right now might not be the right time for this to get made, too. You know what I mean? Like
Might not
this
be the
might
right
be,
director.
yeah. I mean, or it could be like maybe some of the ideas can't be fully expressed. Like it's just I don't know, it might be a
Uh,
blessing in disguise, you know?
yeah.
Like
That
that
could be
they're
one
not.
of the things that happen where they're like, oh, yeah, you know, whatever department doesn't want you to include this. And it's like, oh, well, that's a big part of the movie. Like,
Yeah.
we have to.
It's like, but
Nah,
do
you
we
can't. It's
though?
like, well, okay, well,
Yeah.
then we're not going to make it. So
Yeah. Right.
how about that? Maybe maybe this is the story we're getting, but the director was like, fuck this. I'm not fucking ruining this,
Yeah.
you know?
And and what's crazy is the fact that like, okay, the writer's strike is happening, right? So how like nothing is being written. I mean, I'm not gonna
Well,
say
also, no
nothing.
money's been spent. Like, why
Exactly.
can't you just wait?
Well, and yeah,
Oh, that is
exactly.
starting to sound like bullshit.
Yeah, because like all I'm saying is like you can't pay the writers to write. People that want to write are going to continue to write. That's just the reality of it. If this is this dude's passion project, there's no way that he's got unfinished scripts laying around. They might not be fully realized, like
Yeah.
finalized, but there's no way that there's unfinished scripts sitting around. It's weird,
And
you know?
also, it's based on something, so there's already an outline.
Oh yeah, exactly.
All
Right.
you have to
So
do is freshen it up a little bit.
yeah,
Take out the meow, see?
yeah,
Well, it does seem like the
Hmm.
biggest obstacle with the film is that it clearly has a simple story.
yeah,
It's the vision that the original and the new attempts are trying to get that's so hard. And I've been podlocked with Metropolis with you guys. I know we haven't gotten around to it, but I do want to watch it just because
Well, we
I
owe it
really
to
want.
ourselves to see it, especially be doing a movie podcast,
yeah.
Well,
at
I
some
want to see
point.
what the hubbub is about, because apparently when it came out in its time, it was groundbreaking. Like it was the holy shit moment that we don't get
Yeah,
for another 40 years when Star Wars drops.
1927.
You know?
I would say after that, I would say maybe The Wizard of Oz
Yeah.
Yeah.
was, whoa,
Like,
color,
yeah, like, whoa, this is what a movie
Yeah.
could be.
When
you
they
know?
started putting color in there, people were like, what? Now I gotta buy a new fucking TV. I just got this one paid off,
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn it. That's
Oh,
all they
dude.
do, though. We always fuck you. They're like, oh, well, now, oh, you like Blu ray? Well, guess what? Now there's 4K. Oh, I'll just buy that and watch it on my. Nope, can't watch it on that TV. It's not 4K.
I mean, dude,
8K, 12K. Just pick a K and stick with it.
I mean,
Well,
I'm trying to get out of this
easy.
K hole.
we can't
even as a
pick any K's, like
well,
all of them.
even as a kid in the 90s, man, with the Wizard of Oz, when I watched it as a small child, having watched color TV and grown up in that era already, watching that and seeing it at first, and then like when she lands in Oz and everything comes into color, it's still a holy fuck moment, you know?
Yeah.
Wizard
It
of Oz
still
is a
has
great
that
movie.
impact.
Well, the
Oh,
thing
yeah.
is color in that time and color now is two different colors.
Yes.
Like it's so vibrant.
Bright.
It's so
and
yes. It's
the
two
road,
different
dude.
colors.
It's the lights they were using. They like used too many lights. Now
Yeah.
they try to just set the mood. Back then, it was like they were gonna melt your fucking face off with these things. Like
Well,
Yeah.
more lights.
Also, too, no filters back in the day.
No filters. They would use like every now and then they might put a little something over to do
Yeah, well, I
something,
mean,
but
Well, minimal, like, you
like
know, to,
real
like, shoot
camera tricks though.
yeah, like you're shooting a night scene, but you're just putting a black filter over your camera
Yeah.
and you're filming during the day.
Like they did in Nope.
Yep.
You could
Which
kind of
worked
tell
beautifully.
that something it did, but like you could tell that something was off because of the, like during the daytime, how the sun like shines
we saw
around your
them-
body and it has that. The moon just doesn't
Yeah.
do that, but you could like
Them-
see the way they would shine, kind of like
Those bright ass
what's
shadows.
that outline like?
Well, like, you know, being
Could tell.
fortunate to live in an area to where if we want to get away from light pollution, we can. We're
Yeah,
about,
I don't live
you
there
know,
any.
yeah. So on a particularly full moon style night and the moon's
Yeah.
just popping,
Oh,
there is a bit of like
looks
you
so
can
good
see the
out here.
shadows, so it does have a good
Yeah.
effect, you know.
Well, and then
But you're
Nope.
right though, with that weird glow they have.
Well, in Nope, it worked for the better because like the night sequences made it feel and look weird,
Mm-hmm.
and it fed into like what
It
is
gave me
happening.
anxiety.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it fed into the aesthetic
It
like
did.
heavily. So next up here, this is something I wanted to hit on because of like some other things that are going on, but Day Shift Director has pitched a sequel, Night Shift, to Netflix. So, director J.J. Perry is eager to return to the world of vampire hunting and family life in a sequel to the Netflix action movie Day Shift. During an appearance on the YouTube channel Corridor Crew, Perry revealed that he is now in discussions with the streaming platform about a sequel, which he reveals will be titled Night Shift, and recently pitched the project. We are hopefully going to do Night Shift. We just put that pitch out there. We're hoping to get the writer who did John Wick 4. The martial artist and stuntman turned filmmaker is clearly hopeful that Night Shift will get the green light and plans to bring the writer behind the recent action epic John Wick Chapter 4, Michael Finch, into the fray. Finch teamed up with the Day Shift co-writer Shay Hatton for the fourth John Wick outing, and with John Wick Chapter 4 director Chad Stahelski expected to return as a producer on Night Shift. Perry is clearly hoping to pack the sequel with as many John Wick alums as possible. And then we know what Day Shift is. So Day Shift is starring Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, dude. And we watched that. I mean, it's weird that
Yeah,
you got that movie coming out that about the clone. Was it they cloned
Yeah.
Tyrone? That's his new.
yeah, they're calling
I guess,
Tyrone.
like,
Yeah,
maybe last movie. I don't know, but John. What's that motherfucker's name? He's the one
Krasinski?
that was in it. Nah, he's in that. Oh shit, the fucking dude
John
from Star
Boyega?
Wars. Yeah, the guy from Star
Yeah.
Wars, right? That's him. Yeah. I saw an article on Twitter where he's like, I've been trying to, because they're in that movie together, which is about to come out,
Yeah,
and he's like, I've been trying to call him, dude. They want. Nobody's heard from him since this.
that's
Like
crazy.
I've called everyone and been like, what's up with Jamie? Is he okay? And like you heard the reports,
Yeah,
they claim that he's blind, can't speak really, and I like how on there they said, what they say, unspecified,
yeah.
medical emergency, medical
Vertical.
emergency. I'm pretty sure you can find. If you look it up, the internet will tell you what the emergency was. He suffered like a stroke.
Yeah,
He had like a blood clot in his brain.
yeah,
Been a lot of those lately, but
yeah.
Wasn't
I
he?
mean,
Wasn't he still attached to Spawn as well?
Yes.
yeah. You guys want to
Yeah.
hear a fucking conspiracy theory around that though?
Sure.
He was do y'all remember me talking about, we don't even have to go into what the case was about, but Leonardo DiCaprio testifying.
Yes.
Remember me talking about that? Okay, well guess who else was gonna testify? Jamie Foxx.
Really?
It's a pretty big case, man. Like if you look into that, it's crazy that it's just kept out of the news, but it's like, whoa, that's
Yeah.
this guy was giving money, doing what with money from foreign countries?
Yeah.
But Jamie Foxx was, there were people that, when it first happened, they was like, well, he got poisoned on set.
Yeah.
It's like, huh?
I remember that.
You remember
Yeah.
that? They were like, he got
Yeah.
poisoned. Because of I guess the way that it happened, like,
Yeah.
I don't know, it's weird.
It's
And-
very weird.
Whatever happened to Jamie Foxx, I feel like he'll be very vocal
Oh yeah.
about it
Yeah.
if it's what we think it is.
Well, he's
Unlike
always
that
been
football player.
Yeah, he's always been kind of like no nonsense.
Well,
no
he's got
bullshit.
fuck you money.
Yeah, yeah,
And,
yeah. He's got Ray money.
to think that Hollywood would do that to you.
Oh yeah.
Well, think about how
to
many
push an
Jamie
agenda.
Foxx.
God damn.
Think about how many people are Jamie Foxx fans.
I
Like, he
fucking
can
love
clearly,
Jamie Foxx, dude.
He can clearly be an influencer.
That's why we
Yeah.
watch Day Shift. I'm like, Jamie Foxx, shit.
Yeah.
I
Vampire.
mean, dude,
Sheep.
Ray, come
Yeah.
on.
Django, dude.
In Living Color. Oh, dude.
Yeah, right. You already
I'll have
know.
to watch it when I get off here.
I know.
Can't
I
even
was
talk
gonna
about
say,
that
dude,
movie.
I was gonna say, yeah, dude. Like, look at how far he's come since In Living Color.
Oh,
Yeah. Stand-up comedian, megastar.
Hilarious.
Yes.
musically gifted.
Yes.
Y'all remember those singles they did, him and Kanye back in the day?
I ain't saying she a gold digger.
There you go.
I mean,
You know?
I bet you.
He also did like Overnight Celebrity or something. There was another
Yeah.
one.
I bet if you could give him a year, 6 months of writing, 6 months of testing it with audiences to refine it, he could get back on stage and do a stand-up special, no sweat.
I
Well,
feel
dude,
like he may recover. I didn't mean to cut you off there, dude. But like
Oh,
he's got the best. I mean, dude, I watched a football player drop dead,
yeah,
and a few weeks later he walked back out, and appears to be fine.
yeah,
So it pays to have money, you know.
yeah.
What was that South Park skit? It's like we have the cure for age or AIDS. Large, like
Oh, you got to sleep on it, right?
large unconcentrated shots of money to the bloodstream.
Yeah, yeah. No, but what I was going to say is I think that like before all this stuff with Jamie Foxx started happening, that he had been kind of popping up and doing some like little open mic things.
Yeah,
Just showing up and just to see if he still got it.
yeah.
You know, because
Play around with
when
it.
it, yeah, because when they were doing that Funny People movie,
Mm-hmm.
right? Judd Apatow and all those guys would go to
They did.
open mics and just to see if they still had it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Even Sandler was up there doing,
Yeah.
so
Oh, you know?
yeah, right. If I'm at a comedy club and Adam Sandler shows up, it's like I'm gonna do some stand up. I'm like, what fucking galaxy are
I
we
know,
in
dude. I'm
right
going straight punch drunk love, dude.
now?
Up in that bitch, you know.
Yeah, right.
He still does his shows. Of course, he's not going to show up somewhere like that, but he still tours and does his music, and
Yeah.
that's awesome because he doesn't have to do that, dude. He loves it. He's
Yeah, oh,
one
yeah,
of
for
those
sure.
comedians / actors that wanted to be a musician, but
Yeah, just didn't.
that happens.
Yeah,
Actors won't be musicians won't be actors
yeah.
or comedians. Everybody wants to be a comedian.
Before we pivot, one thing I thought was funny about this Jamie Foxx article is down here at the bottom. It talks about day shift, and it usually gives a list of all the people that stars alongside the main person. Well, it has them on here, and it's got them, some of their more known
Yeah, what they
projects.
started.
Snoop Dogg's is Bones, and the SpongeBob
Yeah, I
movie
saw that.
Sponge on the Run.
Yeah.
That just
He's like,
kind
yo,
of made
what
me
up, SpongeBob? You need to
How-
run, you know?
like, how oddball is that? Is like for Snoop Dogg.
Like, who wrote this article? You know?
Yeah.
Ghetto love,
It had to
don't
be
need
AI,
no
right?
fried chicken.
Like, the AI didn't read the room.
No.
It's like Bones. I remember Bones.
Yeah.
I always thought that was funny. Like in Bones, where he says that to him, he goes, "Ghetto love, don't need no fried chicken."
So next up here, we've got an article about Warner Brothers. All right, so Warner Brothers is trying to bring back Nolan and Jackson, Chris Nolan and Pete Jackson.
Damn, you talk about him like you know him.
I mean,
You're
we
like,
might have
I
we
call him
might have
Bruce.
got coffee.
I was
Yeah.
talking to Pete and Chris the other day.
Yeah, yeah,
Damn,
Yeah,
you
we-
over here
we-
calling them. We call them by their government names, you know?
yeah, yeah. I mean, we might have had coffee or something. Well, so Warner Brothers Discovery's future is not only on the small screen but also the big one, and they want great directors like Nolan and Jackson working with them again to develop new projects. After an important series of announcements related to the company's streaming platform, Max, which includes the expansion of major franchises such as Harry Potter, Big Bang Theory, and The Conjuring, the studio seeks the attention to nope. The studio seeks to extend those plans to the cinematic world with sagas such as Lord of the Rings, and they want Peter Jackson back on the director's chair for it. Through Variety, the new heads of Warner Brothers Discovery's film division, Michael DeLuca and Pam Abdi, revealed that they visited Jackson in New Zealand to discuss the possibilities for the future of the franchise based on the story by J.R.R. Tolkien. Jackson was responsible, of course, for bringing Lord of the Rings to theaters, not only adapting the main trilogy of books in what was one of the most successful sagas in studio's history, but also turning the prequel book, The Hobbit, into another 3-chapter epic adventure. Now that Tolkien's universe has returned thanks to Amazon Prime Video in The Rings of Power, Warner Brothers is ready to bet again on the stories from Middle-earth and recreate the success achieved years ago. There are still plenty of stories and characters that could be explored within the Lord of the Rings universe, and the studio could go down a path similar to the one they took with Game of Thrones.
No. Sorry.
In the midst of the crisis that theaters went through due to the pandemic, and with the explosion of the war between streaming platforms, several film projects were affected and did not get the necessary time in theaters that their budget demanded. The best the best known cases probably were Black Widow and the conflict between Scarlett Johansson and Disney, as well Christopher Nolan's with Warner Brothers because
Yeah.
of Tenet. In the article published by Variety, DeLuca and Abdi confirmed that it was very important for them to bring Oppenheimer director back to the studio. We're hoping to get Nolan back. In addition, the piece details that according to its sources, the studio made a significant payment to the director in recent months on behalf of Tenet's earnings in order to amend the relationship between the two parties. In fact, Oppenheimer's post production was done on the Warner Brothers lot. All of Nolan's films since 2002's Insomnia were produced and distributed by Warner Brothers, including some of his standout titles like the Dark Knight trilogy, Inception, and Interstellar. For now, they'll have to compete directly with Nolan's new movie as Oppenheimer and Barbie hit theaters together on July the 21st. Fortunately for Warner Brothers, Greta Gerwig's film seems to have the advantage as the film starring Cillian Murphy has been rated R, while Barbie has been rated PG-13. Those are two different audiences.
It's not gonna be a
Like,
problem.
yeah,
Yeah,
those are
do it.
yeah.
People
not gonna
going
be
to
a
watch
problem.
Barbie, they're not going to be able to make it to the first
I'm
10
not going to
minutes of
the
Oppenheimer.
theater to watch Barbie. I'll watch it at
No.
home though. But dude, I've been thinking about peeping Oppenheimer. I mean,
I'm definitely
what I
going to try to
mean?
go peep that.
I-
Yeah.
if
I-
it's
I would-
possible.
I want to go watch it just on a production level, like just on
Yeah.
a technical feat, because like I just want to see how he's able to recreate those atomic
Yeah,
bombs using
I'm-
practical effects. Like that's gonna be cool as shit to watch.
Well, dude, I'm coming off the heels of 6 seasons of fucking Peaky Blinders, you know? So I'm like, I'm over here like, dude, Cillian Murphy, dude. Damn, he's the truth.
I mean, he's a badass actor, dude.
Badass, dude. And you know, we saw him in some stuff early on. It was like, okay. But I mean, I just did 6 seasons. There's 6 episodes each. They're an hour apiece. Last one's an hour and a half. And he's pretty much on screen most of the time.
Right.
It's
Killing
only
it. Fucking
a,
killing it,
it's
dude.
even with or without
And
Peaky-
everyone else.
even with or without Peaky Blinders. I'm sure that adds to it from what you're saying, man.
I thought he was a great actor before, dude, but when I
When
saw
you-
him,
when
him
you
and
finally,
Tom Hardy just talking, dude, was like, whoa,
well,
this is.
well, when you take in all of his projects,
Yeah.
like from Sunshine,
Yep.
28 Days Later,
Mm-hmm.
Peacock, all
But,
that,
like,
and you
He
see
doesn't
that
really
dude's
do a lot of
range,
talking. He does a
Yeah,
little bit, like
well-
he does a lot of fucking talking.
but you do realize
He's got chops.
that, like, you realize that Nolan did him justice by bringing him back at least twice
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
the Dark Knight trilogy, but heavily underused.
Well,
Yeah.
Inception too.
Yeah.
Like he was. So
like when they cast Cillian, like you realize when they cast Cillian as Scarecrow, it was like shooting someone with an RPG at point blank, dude. It was overkill. Like you didn't like he is a
Yeah.
good actor for like a role that he only probably had maybe 10 minutes of screen time.
yeah,
Like throughout this whole appearance in that trilogy.
yeah. Oh, one of my favorite parts of him playing Scarecrow was in Dark Knight Rises, where he's up there judging everybody.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you know. But yeah, I'm here's the thing. I understand where they're coming from, where they're like, we want to do more Lord of the Rings stuff. I get it. But
are-
on
Oh, sorry.
well, on the heels of the Rings of Power, where
Mhm.
it feels like it's so divided. Like the majority of the people's like, no. There's some people that are like, it's not as bad as they say that it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so
Rings of
Yeah.
Power is based on 39 pages of source material. That's
Yeah.
what
39
Amazon has
only?
the rights to. Yep.
Okay.
That's why the Silmarillion
yeah.
was only talked about in the literal opening 5 minutes of the show.
Yeah.
Which once that happened, I cut it off and was like, I'm done here.
Yeah.
I ain't
Well,
wasting
dude,
my time.
like, look, man, Peter Jackson already did Lord of the Rings. He did it all. He did
And
The
The Hobbit,
Hobbit.
yeah.
Like,
The only
let him
thing,
make something else. We don't
Well,
need it. It holds up. Go back and watch the old shit.
well, if we're gonna go back to Middle Earth with Peter Jackson,
I don't think he'll do it. Well,
I
I mean, if the
want
money's
him-
right, he'll do it. But
I want it to
he
be.
spent like 20 years making Lord of
It's
the Rings movies.
it's such a depth of knowledge because it's technically the Bible of it, but I would really love for him to do the Silmarillion
Yeah.
and do the creation story of Middle Earth.
Well, if he comes back, he's going to do something. He's not going to repeat.
But
Yeah.
It's like,
w-
we want you
when
to do
I-
the reboot. He's like, what? Reboot? I
Well,
future proof these motherfuckers, you know?
and yeah, absolutely.
We spent 10
And-
years getting the visual effects together for these movies.
And the thing that kind of drew my ire in the article was I'm so sick of fantasy shit getting compared to Game of Thrones. Don't
Yeah.
get me wrong. Game of Thrones was good. It's
Yeah,
its
sure.
own experience. But literally comparing Lord of the Rings to Game of Thrones is the most dumbest fucking thing. Like this was written by AI.
Yeah. Well,
Because
they're also,
liter-
it's at HBO. They do Game of Thrones.
Well,
Yeah,
like, because
you know.
the only thing that they have in common is at some point a fucking dragon shows up.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings is this optimistic story
Yeah.
of it's a classic, the power of friends, the meaning
Mm-hmm.
of friendship to overcome insurmountable odds. Game of Thrones is just the world is shit. It will always be shit. No hope. Everything sucks.
Yeah.
So it's completely tonally different. And like I already said, Amazon like Rings of Power is just it doesn't. No, dude.
Yeah.
If you're going on 39, I know it sounds stupid, but if you're going on such a small amount of source material, or small access to source material, if that's what you're basing this big ass saga of a TV show, there's about to be some ass pulling cop outs like you've never seen, and
Yeah.
so many quote unquote creative liberties being done that is it's not like why even have Tolkien or Lord of the Rings even on it
Yeah.
at that point. If it's gonna be if it's gonna be fan fiction, fine. But don't slap the fucking brand on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Well-
don't give me Clover Valley and tell me you're fucking giving me
Well,
Velveeta.
dude, it's like when people are like, it's, this show's like Breaking Bad. And it's like, well, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Like Breaking Bad's like Breaking Bad. I mean, it might be almost as good as, and some big shoes to fill, but
Yeah.
anytime they compare a show, but I don't know who wrote the fucking article, but they both got swords. There's arrows. It's
and I know that
it's
in the public
medieval.
eye,
That's what they're doing there, but it's like, don't
yeah.
compare anything. That's like the new show, though, the House of Dragons.
Mhm.
It's not even like that Game of Thrones that we watched before, because there was like there was a mission in that one where they were the wall, this is
Yeah,
completely, this is all
zombies.
politics now. Like,
Yeah.
Well,
like
yeah,
who's
well,
gonna be the fucking king?
yeah, they
And
were
that's
like,
it.
oh,
Nobody worried about nothing else.
well, they're going in to try to accommodate, and this is probably some choice words, but whatever. They're going after the housewives that love the cutthroat shit of Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers that go by, my name is Persephone, Mother of Dragons.
I
You
did
know,
watch
like
that
those
new Game of
bitches.
Thrones that show, and I did enjoy it, but it had Matt Smith. I was like, this can't be that bad. And it was all right.
I heard he rocks the role and he's good, but I mean,
It ain't all he rocks. You know what I'm saying?
Here's my question though. Like, when did the last Hobbit movie come out?
Like 2012 or was that
So-
around that time?
and
Yeah.
they were
Does that
panned,
make
but
sense?
they were rushed. They didn't have anywhere the pre-production that the original trilogy had.
Right. But my thing is like Peter Jackson has spent over half of his life at this point
At least 20
in
years.
Middle Earth. Yeah,
Yeah.
in Middle Earth. And like maybe he wants to do something
Yeah,
different,
like a
man.
Beatles documentary
Well,
or
and I mean, and and I absolutely agree. But in terms of the way the articles wanting to be like, let's get him in because he did Lord of the Rings, and maybe we
yeah.
can marionette him to do that again.
Well, I would like to
And
see some more Peter Jackson movies, but I don't want
what?
them to force him. It's like, you come over here and do Lord of the Rings, and it's like, just let him do something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's a great
and
director. The Hobbit was 2012, by the way.
somewhere in the
I looked it up.
the negotiations that they do with Jackson is they need to have not only the streaming rights so a whole new audience can see it, but they also need to get the publishing rights or license or whatever
Yeah,
so that we can get our Dead Alive Blu-ray re-release.
yeah.
Oh, for real.
Really,
Yeah.
the big thing here, though, like they mentioned Peter Jackson, and I'm sure he'll be fine with that. He's like, I mean, if you, I got something I want to make, but they're talking about Christopher Nolan.
Yeah.
Y'all remember the
Oh,
article?
dude.
We read the article on here where he was like, "You need to go to
Yeah.
a fucking theater to see this movie." Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I get it. I saw Tenet and was like, yeah, I mean, I get it. You put a lot into this. Like he's not just directing someone else's shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's no
It's his
there's
shit. And he's like,
yeah, he's so
he's
far
the
beyond these
British.
studios now.
He is from, isn't he?
He's from
Like there's
Chicago.
Is he?
there's
Yeah.
no Nolan back for him, dude.
Yeah, he's from Chicago, I'm pretty sure.
Well, he might be from Chicago, but he was born in Westminster, London.
Oh yeah, he's got that accent.
Christopher Edward Nolan, CBE. Ooh, that's a
It's
title you only get from the king.
ooh.
So I'm sure he did some time there, but that's why he does the suits,
Yeah.
I get it. But
Yeah, I mean, it sounds to me like the article itself and also Warner Brothers is like, we've had a lot of success with these directors in the past.
yeah,
They've moved on for various reasons. Maybe we can like try to get them back and make a sweetheart deal with them. And it's like, well, Nolan doesn't want to like deal with the streaming versus, like his opinion may have changed by now. If he saw what Tenet made from Max, he might have been like, oh, well, never mind, But I don't know. It really feels like they're trying to manifest destiny. You know what I mean? They're trying to
yeah, they're
make
trying
that
to
happen.
capture that. So I went and looked it up, dude. What it was his mother was American, father was British, so he was back and forth. Could you imagine?
No. Citizen of
Like,
the
look what
world.
it made him. Like,
Yeah.
great filmmaker, storyteller. He lived a life. Like, not only was he in Chicago,
Yeah.
but he was jet setting back to London and living there and seeing that world. Like, a lot of people
Yeah.
don't get to do that. They never go anywhere.
Yeah. Like me.
I mean, you've been places.
I mean Mexico, but
I
this
mean-
Well,
ain't count.
I mean, now Tenet makes more sense. It's
It
his it's the
does.
way it's his version of jet lag.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh.
exactly right. Yeah,
It's his jet lag as a kid made
Yeah.
into a film.
yeah. So next up here we have a article. After several weeks of rumors, the Flash director Andy Muschietti will direct the DCU Batman reboot, The Brave and the Bold, with the filmmaker being chosen by DC Studios co-CEO James Gunn for the job. The hiring of Muschietti has been confirmed via Variety, with Gunn and his fellow DC Studios co-CEO Peter Safran releasing a joint statement in which they heap praise on the director and his affinity for bringing the world of DC to life. We saw The Flash even before taking the reins at DC Studios and knew we were in the hands of not only a visionary director, but a massive DC fan. It's a magnificent film, funny, emotional, thrilling, and Andy's affinity and passion for these characters in this world just resonate through every frame. So when it came time to find another director, or to find a director for The Brave and the Bold, there was really only one choice. Luckily, Andy said yes. Barbara signed on to produce with us, and we were on our way. They're an extraordinary team, and we couldn't have better or more inspiring partners as we embark on this thrilling new adventure in the DCU. It was previously reported that a deal would not be struck between Muschietti and DC Studios until the ongoing Writers Guild of America strike had come to an end, but clearly this was not the case, with the Flash director now on board to helm the Batman and Robin outing for Gunn and Safran's recalibrated DCU. The Brave and Bold will come as part of the DCU's Chapter 1, Gods and Monsters, which will begin with Superman reboot, Superman Legacy in 2025. The rest of the chapter will include the likes of The Authority, Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, a Swamp Thing movie, and much more. So I've heard, which I've avoided spoilers and everything,
Yep.
but I've heard some really good things about Flash.
I've heard really good things. I've heard really bad.
I've heard people say that it tanked, but it made like 200 million opening weekend. And I'm like, I don't think that's tanking.
Well, to me, it seems
9
like
million would be tanking.
to me, it's getting the same. It's getting the same criticisms that we've already heard with Quantum Mania,
Yeah.
and the Marvel shit, and it's the CGI for
Yeah.
some reason.
Okay.
But to me, it's like it's a guy running faster
Yeah.
than the speed of light. Like, give me a
It's
break.
like someone that's like, just be happy you got it. I mean,
Yeah.
goddamn. Do you not remember what we used to watch?
Yeah.
It can't be that bad. It's like, you gotta, I mean, the movie got made. Dude, every time we talk about this guy, Muschietti, you know?
Muschietti, yeah.
Muschietti.
I mean, dude, he's spinning gold, man. He's our
Dude,
Rumpelstiltskin, dude.
He went from Mama,
Yeah.
wrote,
to
directed.
Yeah.
Well, both of
Yeah.
them, to
Which
The
were great.
Flash. So you see this thing throughout film history with horror directors. Well, they're cheap.
Transition. Yeah.
You can get, you write and you just write something scary. It looks, it's freaky. Mama comes out walking all weird,
Yeah.
That's scary,
Well,
Yeah.
look at James Cameron.
Well, who I was
Yeah.
going to bring up next, I mean, Sam Raimi.
Yeah, exactly.
He does The Evil Dead. Next thing you know, he's making motherfucking Spider-Man movies. Like,
Yeah.
it's
What's
a
even
cheap movie to make. That's why you see it more. It's cheap.
Yeah. What's even crazy is he also is in the pipeline is The Brave and the Bold, of course. Welcome to Derry, which is a TV series that's supposed to happen around I think we talked about it a little bit. It's supposed to take place, of course, in Derry.
Yeah.
And revolve around the it stuff in some capacity. Attack on Titan. He's working on an Attack on Titan movie.
What?
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, I've seen the Japanese adaptations of the anime, like their live action ones. And in that whole realm of movies, like those anime adaptations over there, they always get ripped to shreds by at least from the Western audiences.
Well, this guy's coming in with Hollywood. I mean, dude, look at all these movies we've seen that he made look great.
Yeah.
And he's already got the material. Like,
I know y'all probably seen like memes and images from Attack on Titan, but I implore y'all to just look up what it's about, just read a summary of it. That's a gnarly fucking show or a crazy idea. And if it had like a legitimate Hollywood adaptation,
this is our guy.
With this guy doing it,
it's on his IMDb.
That's gonna be
already
good,
in the works.
It's gonna be good.
And fucking the haters could suck it.
Yeah.
Dude, when you were reading this article, something I thought about was, dude, James Gunn is like running DC.
Yeah, DC.
And while he's doing that, has a fucking Marvel movie drop and just, wreck the box office. Like,
yeah.
And it's like, that's wild.
So something that I thought was interesting too about all of this and how it's all kind of interconnected, all the way back to the horror director topic. Horror movies, like you're saying, they're cheap to make. I feel like they're also that good test. They're that way of showing a studio, look what I can do with $1.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's like a demo.
One thing in that episode of Inside of You with James Gunn, there was a moment where they're talking about the filmmaking process, and Gunn brought up that for all the movies that he's done for Marvel, he was able to come in under budget.
Yeah.
and for them to look as good as they did, you would think he would have spent every single dime.
Yeah. But he
But the
hires
fact
his
that
brother. He, you know,
Yeah.
he
yeah, and
shoots
so
on a, you go to Georgia and shoot, get a tax break.
with that being said, though, these big blockbuster superhero movies now, they're the ultimate. Let's see how far you can stretch a dollar.
Yeah.
And if Muschietti can do the same thing, because the one thing that can't be denied, at least on the trailer level, the polish that the Flash has got going for it looks great.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, look at the budget for it and what he was able to do with that.
Well,
Oh
dude,
yeah, dude.
has everyone seen Mama?
Yeah,
It's been a long time.
Yeah,
but
of course.
yeah.
It was 2013. I remember
I've
Trav
seen
telling me watching that with the girls, them getting scared.
I remember seeing the short film and
Yeah. So the
feature.
budget there was $15 million. All
Yeah.
right. That's a decent amount of money
Yeah.
to do a movie in 2013. The box office was 148 million.
I
Yeah.
mean, everybody.
This is
had
why the
steak
man's got
dinners.
a and what he proved there was like he could stretch a dollar.
Well, I mean, look how much that It Chapter 1 made.
Let me
Like,
see.
it,
Oh yeah, and not only did he direct it,
Oh, dude, chapter 2 made
basically-
almost 500 million.
he
yeah.
not only was able to adapt it, he was able to adapt all of it,
Well-
save for the risque moments.
This
Like
dude
as
has
far
made
as
$1
I
billion.
know, he did the whole goddamn book. You know,
He's made $1 million. $1 billion
I mean,
in movies.
bankable, you know?
on just
that's,
3 or 4
that's when
projects.
you're like, oh, let him make something.
Yeah. So,
Calls up a
I'm
Skarsgård. That's all you need.
yeah. I'm happy that he's getting the Batman, and I'm interested because, like, the way that he has a clear separation between, like, whenever you watch it, whether it be it 1 or 2, there's a clear separation between, like, daytime, like, happy go lucky, everybody's kind of in la la land, and then when shit hits the fan. And the way that he was able to stitch those two things together and still make it feel like it's in the same place, but it's
Mhm.
just, I think he's going to do fantastic with a Batman
because-
movie.
Even
Yeah.
though the eeriness of Pennywise was always there, and he was constantly fucking on them kids. You're right. Like the tone of like the day shots, like the childlike
Yeah, it was different.
perspective. But
Yeah.
the minute they go down there into the sewers, holy shit, you know?
Yeah.
We all float down here.
I'm happy for him, man. Good on him. Deserves it.
Not to get too off into the topic, but now that you've reached the tower, Griffin, how did it hit any light bulbs, or did it break your brain when you started to think about its story?
Oh yeah. Everything did, yeah.
Like, cause it is heavily drawn from into the tower stories. Like, cause
Yeah.
remember in the book when Pennywise is like when he's all in his final form, and like that the fucking turtle is what defeats him.
Mm,
Like
yeah.
some crazy shit, dude.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I'm excited for him, and I'm interested to see who he's going to cast as Batman and Robin, if they're going to go with an older Robin, a younger Robin, and like
So if I'm
how,
if I were so isn't Brave and the Bold Damian Wayne?
yeah, but I think they had several series with different versions. I think the
'Cause-
most recent, yeah,
Cause man, I kind of wish they go with Dick Grayson, man.
yeah.
Like classic
Well,
Robin.
I'm sure they will. I mean,
I
Well,
mean,
they're taking it back to the basics with a story like this, right?
and I mean, yeah, because like the whole
we always
thing,
see an older Batman, older. We're gonna see a younger one.
because the whole thing with Damian Wayne is that like he's the
He's my
The
favorite
child-
Wayne's brother.
he's the he's the son of Batman that he has with Talia al Ghul.
Mm-hmm. Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah, like the like his like yeah, Raish's daughter, like Bane's little reason for surviving, you
Mhm.
know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so
I am the League of Shadows. Sorry.
I will break your
Keep it on
spine,
hand.
Batman.
I have a can I use for it. Carry it around with me.
I can't remember if we
Anyway.
talked about it on the pod, but I watched a video where it was breaking down Tom Hardy creating the voice of Bane,
Mm-hmm.
and he was watching a boxer, like an old
Yeah.
British boxer, and the way that dude talked was like Bane. He was like, "Yes, we're going to go.
Yeah.
We got fisticuffs, you see." And he
put a little Charles Bronson on it.
yeah, and
Yeah.
in the
You know,
video,
little Charlie.
and he was talking with Nolan, and he was like, "This might be a stupid idea, man, but like, let me roll with this for a take."
Yeah.
And when he did it, Nolan was like,
That's
"That's it,
it.
dude."
Well, dude, and then Mufflegate, remember that? Y'all remember
Yeah.
Mufflegate where people were like, it's terrifying.
I remember that, but there was a
Hey.
part of me that was like, "No, it's a dude wearing a fucking
It
mask
makes
over his
sense.
mouth."
Nolan, dude, was like, yeah, but you can't hear him. He's wearing a mask. How many during the pandemic? How many times you talk to somebody wearing a mask where you're like, what?
Yeah.
What'd you say?
I know.
Huh?
No one cared about me until I put on the mask.
Yeah, dude, his voice on the Peaky Blinders is mint. The voice that he chose to use.
Yeah.
This dude's got voices. Now, a
Yeah.
lot of them are British.
When I think of Tom Hardy,
dude, his voice is so good.
when I think of Tom Hardy, I always think of that scene in Bronson where that dude comes
Where
into
he
the
wants you to
fucking
put
cell,
the shit all over him.
and he goes,
Yeah.
"Shut up, you cunt!
Yeah,
Yeah.
Quickly, come over here,
He's
cover
like-
me with this."
I'd cover him with it.
Just-
You fucked
just
up by
the-
going in there. But even that movie,
Yeah.
what is it, Legends? Everything the guy's in, dude.
Just
Yeah.
the level of like delivery he gave in that
Great
was
actor.
crazy. But yeah, in Legend when he's wearing that cardigan the whole movie, and he's
Yeah.
like, "I'm gonna break your goddamn
He played
jaw,
two people,
boy."
and they were like, you could tell they were brothers, but they were different.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Crazy.
He, the one brother where he's
Crazy.
like, I came here for a good old fashioned shootout. What is this bullshit? You know, and he just walks the fuck out from a gunfight because he's like, it's not
Yeah.
proper.
Then the other one like beats him to death with a hammer. That's what happens. It's crazy.
Crazy. Yeah.
That was a good movie.
He's a good actor. Great
Oh, yeah.
actor. Love him. He loves me.
So last up here, Tarantino's final film is an exploration of violent storytelling. So Tarantino recently opened up in
It still doesn't tell us what the fuck
Yeah.
it
Like,
is.
it's Tarantino.
Yeah.
It's gonna be violent, right?
Yeah.
Tarantino presents Tarantino film in Tarantino's final film, you know?
So it says here that recently opened up in a discussion at the prestigious Cannes Film Festival. He shared insight into his book, Cinema Speculations, and teased details about his upcoming and final feature film, The Movie Critic. Tarantino, a serious aficionado of grindhouse cinema, has a knack for infusing his films with an unforgettable blend of violence and drama. The director is known for producing scenes so intense it has to be filmed in black and white to avoid an NC-17 rating. During his conversation at Cannes, he spent some time discussing violence role in his work while citing other film classics such as John Flynn's Rolling Thunder and Martin Scorsese's Taxi Driver, as reported by Variety. His analysis of Rolling Thunder was particularly fascinating. Tarantino pointed out that it was this film that prompted him to take his film criticism more seriously. Not in the sense of writing and publishing formal reviews, but in the context of watching films with a critical eye, observing their nuances, and forming solid opinions about them. He candidly expressed his belief that Rolling Thunder should have concluded with a higher degree of violence to uphold the revenge driven narrative integral to Paul Schrader's screenplay. During turning to Don Siegel's Dirty Harry, a film notorious for its portrayal of police brutality set against the backdrop of Vietnam War protest, Tarantino's insights proved intriguing. He identified with Siegel's intent to shock audiences rather than deliver a political statement. The movie, this reveals a fascinating facet of Tarantino's own creative process. To illustrate his commitment to authentic, authentically representing his viewpoints in his works, he stated, "I write my own material, so if there's political aspects to it in there, I fucking put them in there." However, despite his reputation for violence infused narratives, Tarantino isn't without his limits. He revealed an unexpectedly compassionate stance when it comes to killing animals on screen, a line he's not willing to cross. He emphasized that the magic of cinema for him lies in its make believe nature, and that extends to the violent scenes he is known for. In a retrospective of Tarantino's filmography, it's noticeable that he frequently rewrites history by arming marginalized characters with violent revenge. This is highly evident on some of his works like Inglourious Bastards, Django Unchained, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Although this narrative strategy was sometimes an intentional choice, there were instances where it materialized more organically during the storytelling process. In the case of Once Upon a Time he stated that his intention was to create a narrative that would save Sharon Tate's character and punish the villains. When it came to discussing his upcoming and final film, The Movie Critic, Tarantino, who is typically quite open and verbose when discussing cinema, was unusually reserved. He left his audience in suspense, suggesting that the film contains intriguing character monologues but not providing any specific details.
It's his
The,
final one. Let him fucking put it out with the way he
Let
wants
him
it.
cook.
yeah,
Let that motherfucker have the whole damn restaurant. Let him fucking put shit where he wants.
The menu. They come in. He's like, okay, everyone, put your
yeah.
phones in this
Tarantino's
basket.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now that's now that you mention it, you're right. Tarantino has absolutely no problem having a tire peel a woman's face off.
No, but he
But
does
I've
not kill
never-
animals on screen. And I don't like that. I don't
Not
like to see
one.
that. I don't know why I'm okay with watching people die. Because I know it's fake, but there's something about when they do the animals, I'm like, but that animal's not in on this.
Yeah.
You know, anytime you see a horse take a tumble in the movie, I'm like, the horse, they make them fall.
Yeah.
Sometimes it hurts them, but they
Yeah.
do that. And it's like the horse is not being paid for making a movie. Like,
Yeah.
that's what you don't like about it. Like, dude, if I ever watch John Wick 1 again, I will turn my head when they kill his dog. I didn't like that. I didn't like that one bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
I get that. I respect that.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I hate. Was
yeah.
it Cannibal Holocaust? What was it?
Yeah.
When they killed the turtle?
turtle.
Oh,
turtle.
dude.
Well,
They
apparently,
really
I
killed
think-
that turtle, dude.
Well, I know they're all CGI, but I know we're probably absolutely gonna hate the bad guy in fucking Guardians 3.
I don't want to talk about
still
that.
ain't- I still haven't watched it, but I'm aware that there's a lot of
Trauma.
torture.
Trauma, dude. Get ready for it. Oh, and being a dog person, having fur babies, oh,
Yeah.
that makes it way worse because you're like,
I've heard that it's the first MCU film in a long time where they clearly draw a line with the villain and they
Yeah.
make you hate him. That you have no resolution or
I
sympathy.
could have capped
for
him myself.
There was one small clip I saw, and it was the clip where the high evolutionary,
Race, the
well, no,
the
he
people.
takes Rocket, and he goes. It's just very out of context. He sits him in this big room, and he's like, "How'd you fix that?" And he's like, "I don't know."
Yeah.
He goes, "How did you know?"
It
How
makes
did
him
you
really
know?
mad that he can fix
He's
it
just
and he
flipping
can't.
the fuck out,
Yeah.
and it's like
That's
and
the
then-
first letdown too. Like everything's been smooth sailing until then, you know.
and then
That's when
and then another one that fucking just tore me up and was like, I ain't gonna watch the rest of this. It was the clip where Rocket's sitting on that dude's lap and he's like, "Sky blue."
Oh yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he you could tell like he's
Bro.
he doesn't talk. It's so innocent, and I'm like, oh my god,
this
is
gets
gonna,
worse than that. Like
It's gonna.
Yeah.
it does. It
It
really
was
does,
almost
dude.
an R. Like,
And
I
like
don't,
like
dude. When that went off, I was depressed. Well,
well, the first,
you
I'll
know,
take it back. The first little, like, it was a YouTube thing that I'd stumbled across,
yeah,
and it was the clip where it shows them all lying in a circle, and you hear them all talking about their names.
yeah,
That was so goddamn sad, dude. Once again, no context. Don't I don't know shit. I still don't. I've remained spoiler free
we should be
the
able to
whole
watch that
time.
soon. So
But those little clips that I saw of that made me go, dude, I I'm this is gonna pull at the heartstrings. I can already tell because, like, dude, that shot of them talking where that rabbit's like, "My name's Floor, 'cause
yeah,
I lay on the floor." Like the little that stuff like that, man. That is
yeah.
anime
My
as
name's
fuck.
Ducky.
That's anime as fuck, dude. Like you see that scene happen in so many anime where it's almost like a trope now where when you see that, it's because you know something
Yeah,
god
it's bad
fucking
gonna happen to him.
awful is about to happen.
Yeah,
Yes.
you
Like
know,
that's it's gonna give you a little glimmer of hope before it takes it all away.
yeah, Littlefoot.
yeah.
Um, before we leave this article, y'all take a look at that picture, dude, and I want you to notice that Dr. King Schultz is just sitting on that horseback there waiting for the scene, and he's over here like,
Yeah,
so
just-
fucking, hey, we're gonna fucking, and he's just waiting
yeah.
because this was his. No, he had Inglorious Bastards, but
Yeah.
this man's on the job. Look at him.
Yeah.
He's in character.
He's like, Quentin.
Yeah, yeah. You know he is.
Yeah.
He's just sitting there waiting for direction.
Quentin?
Another thing about Tarantino, man, this motherfucker worked at a video store with his best friend. They do a podcast together now where they watch movies and talk about it. But like, this dude would recommend movies. People would come in and be like, I like this kind of movie. He's like, oh, we gotta fucking watch this, you know? He was that guy. He's like a film nerd. This motherfucker knows movies.
Yeah.
He talks about these movies, and then now he's gonna make a movie called The Movie Critic. Like, he's a movie critic.
Yeah.
It reminds me of The Critic. Do y'all remember that cartoon with John Lovitz?
Yeah.
The movie
yeah, yeah.
critic. But it always reminds me of that when he's like, I'm like, dude, if John Lovitz is in it,
Oh my God.
I love it.
I mean, dude, there's something about him.
dude.
Imagine him in a Tarantino movie. He's like, I'll fucking kill you all.
No.
You know? That's the
No,
way he delivers every line.
No, what if it was John Lovitz instead of John Wick?
I'm fucking killing everyone in here. And he's like all
It was-
slow and just missing.
I have to
Dude,
t-
that's the parody version.
He goes,
Yeah.
I have to declare, it was more than just a puppy. Like,
Yeah. He was my friend. You know?
ow, you shot me on continental grounds.
I'm gonna have you arrested. You know? It's completely different.
He comes
They-
like he doesn't even come waddling in with a gunshot. He just comes striding in, goes up to the desk and goes, I would like to speak to the manager.
They call me Baba Yaga.
Yeah. Do you not know who the fuck I am? You know?
I'm the one you call to kill the fucking boogeyman.
But he's like Mr. Magoo meets Naked Gun. Like, it's, you know, he's not the badass, but he fucks
It
his
would-
way through it. He just kind
it
of
would-
like gets
it would be
lucky,
like-
right?
Or a little off, just a little off out of pocket shit where he'd come in, you'd see him walking up to the desk, and as he's walking, he'd look at one of the people already sitting in chairs and he goes, Thin mints, I like those too. And he just
Yeah.
keeps going, you know?
Well, dude, he abuses his power. Like, he knows, like, everyone's scared of him. You know, he's John Wick. He's the boogeyman, right? So he does, like, tire commercials. Like, come buy these tires or I'll fucking kill you, you know?
But they have it
Gets
to where
paid
he's
like
still,
10 grand for it.
have it to where he's still kind of portly sized. So when they're describing him, they're like, the amount of
Oh.
burrito wrappers John Lovett stacked that
Oh,
day.
it's current Lovitz. There's no de-aging process.
People keep asking me if I'm back.
It's just chubby loves. Like,
God. Whoever's out there and has the money and the time and the creativity, take our idea
well,
and run
when they
with
do,
it,
I'm gonna
please.
sue them.
Like, no, I just
Well, no.
want to see. I just want to see I want to be a fly on the wall when someone's like, "All right, John, so we're wanting to bring back the parody film. He's like, all right, let's hear it. It's like because he doesn't change. His voice is
Yeah,
always that
he
way.
always sounds like the Love Shack guy
So we're thinking John Wick,
from B-52s.
but we're gonna call it John Slick, and we want you to be the titular character. And he's like, what do you mean, John Slick? Like, because his hair will never get messy throughout the whole film. And when it does one time, you're gonna pull out a switch comb it back, go back to shooting. Baba Yaga, I'm not Russian.
I'm Jewish, you know? Trailers.
I'm shreddy.
Cobweb. Sounds like an old movie.
It's not, though. This comes out in July.
Hell yeah.
This is a new trailer, Trav. All right,
Maybe
3, 2, 1, play.
Mm-hmm. Don't
What's
open
that?
the door.
That's that lock that people use, the meme one. Yeah, don't do that. Oh, there's cobwebs on the. That is Homelander. Oh, it's settling. Oh, somebody ever told y'all that? That's just the
Yeah.
house settling. It's like, what? Did you hear that?
This movie's actually a typo. It's not cobweb, it's codweb, and it's all taking place inside someone's ball sack.
Codweb.
I need to-
John
chick looks
Lovitz.
familiar.
You're trapped in my balls.
Watch this. You know you jumped.
Black eyes with white irises always freak me out.
I'm like, bro,
Oh,
y'all got a
no.
pumpkin garden, you know?
Bro, y'all got Homelander. Why is this bitch causing y'all problems?
They put him in the basement. This kind of looks interesting. I mean, right?
So
I mean,
So once again, Griff, this trailer to me underscores the fact that you do need to get caught up on the boys, because the father
Oh,
in
yeah.
this movie
yeah, sir, it was like
is
it's Homelander.
Anthony Starr.
Mhm.
He's basically evil Superman,
Mhm.
and like dude is he nails it. Like just his demeanor,
The acting.
yeah, really good acting.
Like, he's really good at acting like he's annoyed.
He's really
Really
good.
fucking
Yeah.
good at it, dude. Really good. He's like,
He
just,
he's
and it's like, I
probably-
feel that. I feel that.
he's probably the best actor right now
Like-
that can portray the piece of shit role.
And like,
Hell yeah.
you hate him, but you love him at the same time because he's so good at it.
Oh, dude, once
So
he's
good at it.
anytime Homelander's
So
on
good at it.
screen, you're like, what the fuck's about to happen? Because the whole, like, without delving too much into it, Homelander's tethered by a corporation, so he don't just let the fuck loose.
Yeah.
So all throughout the boys, you're just waiting for the moment where Homelander's gonna snap, and like you see the nails on the like if you. I wish there could be a supercut of moments where Homelander's like kind of freaking out in his mind, and you can see it on his face, and it plays that music with Reese Witherspoon from Election. That yeah. Like every time she would be like, "I'm gonna rip down all these fucking promotional posters in the school," you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, he's a good actor. Oh man, I just realized what we're about to watch, guys.
See, I don't know nothing about this. Do y'all? Like, it's based
I
on
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
It's an
This-
anime.
Netflix and anime have had a very bad rap.
Let's see.
Yeah, I'll break this down a little more on the other side.
All right. 3, 2, 1, play.
It is supposed to be over the top, so that's what I'm wondering, how over the top it's going to be.
I just dropped it because it was a new trailer. Oh, they're doing like their own D&D. Whoa. Did you guys see that ship?
Yeah.
Interesting. Nah, you're on a crew. I do fuck with some pirate shit, though. That's cool. Where's all the old people at, though? Because, like, young people don't know how to do shit. How'd they get a boat? I don't know if...
All right. The anime is very ridiculous, in large in part because of the way that it's animated.
Yeah, most of them are. They're
So,
crazy.
so the reason why Homeboy could stretch his arm out like that, he eats a piece of fruit. This certain fruit has a certain property that
Nobody
will
else
give
can
you,
get?
it'll give you some sort of gift.
Yeah. Oh.
His is that he
mutant
can
fruit.
stretch into whatever. Yeah. But the downside is if he gets in the water, stinks like a rock. Can't swim.
Oh, and he's a pirate.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Probably
not the job I would go after there.
The world layout is pretty insane. The Grand Line is just a stretch of land that just goes around the planet, and you have all the water. It's just ocean on one side and ocean on the other. And it's such a long running manga that there's a lot of arcs. There's stories within stories that play out, you know. But I've only watched one arc, and
you didn't even scrape the surface.
Yeah, and it was like 100 episodes in. It was balls to the fucking wall. My thing is Chloe, my youngest, she's a big One Piece fan. Like, this is her. Like, a lot of people like the show Naruto.
It seems to be targeted toward children the way that it was.
It's got
at all.
Just
the way it was like, come on, let's go. You know.
Well, there's gonna be a moment where it pivots, and it ain't gonna be like that.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
I mean, for Netflix,
because the story that I watched that dealt with these characters, that kid with the stretchy arms and shit, they end up in this land in the sky. This dude has expelled God out of heaven, has taken the throne. God's now like this old wizard on the ground. It's like, I can't do shit anymore. And Luffy, that's the name of the dude in the straw hat and everything. Luffy basically goes up there, fights God, and beats his ass half to death with like a boulder that he cements his hand to, and just proceeds to beat the holy shit out of him. But it gets all Dragon Ballish, where motherfuckers are shooting power beams. There's fucking crazy moves. That dude that was holding the swords, and he's got one he's holding with his teeth. That's how he fights. Like he's the swordsman.
That's with his teeth.
Yeah, like he uses his head to swing that sword while he's fucking doing other shit. Like it's it absolutely younger audiences, but it's got that family friendliness that like I was able to enjoy the entire run of what I watched of it. Didn't feel at once like I was watching something dumbed down, watered down for kids, Which anime is pretty good about never descending to SpongeBob levels of stupid,
Oh, Netflix.
But yeah, I mean, it looks. I mean, Cowboy Bebop could have been better.
Mm-hmm. I remember that.
I mean, I give Netflix.
I haven't seen it, but I remember that.
I mean, tip of the hat to Netflix though, because at least they've got the balls to try and make this shit.
We got to throw something at wall, see if it sticks, dude.
I'll probably have a wild hair up my ass if they ever try to release Berserk as live action. I'll scrutinize it heavily, but so will the rest of the internet. So, but that'll probably never get made. Like everybody keeps talking about it, but it won't. Like that'll probably always stay in the medium it was created in. But yeah, One Piece.
One Piece of Quicksand. This is a Shudder original, I think, about Quicksand.
Okay.
We haven't had a fucking boss Quicksand fight in a while.
I know you guys said y'all enjoyed it. I know I really, really enjoyed it. I'm waiting for the next Blood Machines. Not necessarily a sequel or anything, but just the next movie that hypes me up like that did.
Yeah.
Because like that was a blast.
I think it'll be the next trailer.
I hope it's Emperor.
Dude, this is that's Tom Sizemore's last movie ever.
Wow.
So we're podlocked. But we gotta watch Quicksand first.
All right.
3, 2, 1, play.
The oldest adventure peril in the book.
Dude, it might be. Oh. Dude. If you go out into the rainforest, you deserve to die. We're not going to come rescue you.
I want to play that guitar lick anytime I'm grocery shopping. Go to the forest.
Mm-hmm. So this is like the Colombian version of, go down that road about 3 miles,
Yeah.
They just sent them out somewhere where it's going to pop off. Watch this.
Get in the quicksand.
Why did you hit him and then run away? Why would you do that?
Disarm him.
No. Okay.
Wait.
So, she's in it. He's it. Okay. This is too much in the trailer. Oh, they're both in it. So, she fell in a different spot and came up in the same spot as him. That just happened, right?
No, he jumped in after her.
Oh. Why did he help her? There's a gun in there?
Talk about stretching a dollar, man.
Yeah, right. I mean, but like, okay, so the snake, they're going to get out of it.
It's going to be the shittiest, slowest acting quicksand ever.
No, dude, they're going to make a show on AMC, and it's just them in that hole till they die. And it's going to take 8 years. And people would watch it. They would. People would watch that.
I was hoping it was going to go off the deep end where they get in the quicksand. They were running from that guy. And then it's like it spits them, like they go in, they're submerged, and it spits them out somewhere. Like, what the fuck,
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't quicksand. It was a portal.
This fucking next trailer's a portal.
Mega Ape, dude. I'm excited about this.
It's kind of sad that it's his last movie. But...
yeah.
But let's do it. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mega Ape. 3, 2, 1, play. So there's going to be a really big ape, right? Look. I know how to use a camera. You know, I have a phone. Was that Ted Nugent?
I
That
think
dude said, "Get
so.
me the president." Get me the president.
So I feel like
Dude,
I'm missing something here.
look.
Who the fuck is Tom Sizemore?
Who the fuck is Tom Sizemore?
He was
Yeah.
in Saving Private Ryan.
I mean, first of all, he's dead. Dude, he's the guy in Saving Private Ryan. Hey, look, he's a Natural Born Killers.
yeah,
He
he was
Was he in the
somebody.
trailer?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
him in the car where he was like, he pulled the phone up. He was in the back seat, like, something's gonna give, you know?
Yeah,
That was him.
he was in Heat.
Clearly didn't give a shit when I saw him.
Yeah, well, he
Like,
was old.
Paradise. Seems a little kitschy to me.
Paradise does.
Yeah. Isn't that Taylor Kitsch in it?
I don't know. I think this is a foreign film, so
Uh,
is he foreign?
no, I'm not sure.
I don't know. Who is that?
John Carter,
Oh, okay.
season 2, True Detective. Wasn't he in that football show?
The
Mm.
League?
No,
That
it was
guy
more
wasn't.
like the Friday Night Lights.
I
Maybe.
don't know if I've seen that.
Yeah, I'm not 100% on that. But I'm ready.
All right, 3, 2, 1, play. I don't know what they're speaking. Sounds like German. It's definitely German, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Ish.
I
Give it
heard
away.
Bish. I heard Du Hast somewhere in the background. But it's kind of futuristic. Yeah, what's the catch, you know? Ah. So you could sell your youth? Mm,
Oh, that's a cool remix.
it is.
Not anymore.
Yeah. I thought the other vocal was going to come in.
Well, I like the way that I like the whole clock and the
Yeah.
classic riff, you know.
Well, I thought it was going to come in with that. When you're feeling, you know.
Should have been better off as a instrumental.
Kind of like what they're doing, though. Okay.
So they take time off of your life for debt.
Oh, well, they take time. People
Get
can
money
sell.
so people
yeah.
can get your youth.
Yeah, they
And
can.
sell
You
your
can sell your
adrenochrome or
youth.
whatever.
Yeah,
You're,
I
you know,
yeah.
you're selling.
mean, that's a cool idea, but
This
it's
is.
also a very fucked up idea.
Yeah,
Like
it is.
another dangerous dystopian future where the rich,
Where Netflix is putting that out, you know?
yeah,
That's
where shit
wild.
like,
Because it's them, you know?
yeah, where people like us don't get a choice and we should be happy.
So this is a kind of kidnapping. Like it's
Yeah.
not the same, but it's
Well,
kind of.
You'll see.
I mean, they kind of allowed it to happen.
Yeah. Dude, if you get kidnapped, it's your own damn fault. Fight
Yeah.
back. You're going to have to kill me. You ain't taking me alive. All right, 3, 2, 1, play. I'm for real.
I think I exceed the weight limit to be kidnapped.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not even a candidate. But look here, there's a little funny games going on, you know?
Oh shit.
Kind of funny game-ish. It's her fault. He don't want to do it.
I love Mozart playing in the background.
Yeah, if only it was just a little louder. It's like a British B movie. Isn't that too? You doing me fucking head in, you know? Dude, this trailer don't make sense. Right?
No.
Not at
Well, I
all,
mean,
right?
it kind of makes sense.
I get where it's going, but I'm over here like, what's happening at the same time? Like,
So they decided to hold that guy for ransom, and he's like,
but he's like in
No.
on it. What's happening?
Yeah.
I don't.
he's like,
No, hit me harder than
politicians-
that. You know.
Yeah. Well, he
Well, it
said like,
seems like the girl's bullshitting the boyfriend, and she's in on it with that guy.
They're in cahoots.
Yeah. This dropped.
This dropped. Haven't seen it. Been waiting. Ready to watch it.
Okay.
And it's Red Band. See that Red Band? That's real. Look, because this was uploaded by. It was uploaded by Sony. It's Morbin time.
If he doesn't blow his fucking
Yeah.
brains out, it's not
Dude.
worth it.
When you do mute it, pause it. He looks like Morbin time. Y'all ready?
yeah, I know,
Right there at the
right?
beginning. It's Morbin time.
Yeah.
All right, 3, 2, 1, play. Craven the Hunter. Oh shit. Okay. Motherfucker got some spider senses are tingling, ain't they? Oh. Okay.
Predators.
His dad's a bad guy. That gun's not big enough to kill that. Yeah. Clearly a fake line. Makes sense. Oh, weave him? Weave him.
The blood of a lion.
So this is like tiger blood.
He's the Tiger King, dude.
But so it's any animal. He's a predator. Oh, his dad said that.
Mm-hmm.
And we're back, you know?
Yeah.
Double tap. Collateral.
Was that Tom Holland?
Nah. But Craven looks like Chris D'Elia.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm. Yeah, that's okay. Hmm. So, mm,
What?
I mean, now you know why. But why didn't they go rated R with Venom?
Yeah.
Why not? This is Sony.
Or
I think now
Morbius.
they're like, we got to do it. Just give them what they want, dude.
Yeah.
Give it to them.
So
I
we're
guess
real-
it'd be kind of
so-
hard to do that guy without that,
So we're gonna
right?
get a backdoor origin for Rhino too.
Yeah.
It's
Seems
like,
that way.
So we're gonna get a movie. Honest. So building up, we're gonna get a movie that's gonna have Jared Leto, Tom Hardy, uh, Taylor, his last name, and whoever's gonna be cast as Rhino. Like,
Mm-hmm. So we only need 2 more for the Carnage, but we only need 2 more for the Sinister Six. You know.
I mean, dude, if they round out Tom Holland's final run as Spider-Man as a full-blown Sinister Six saga, I'm game.
They may. I don't know.
Or what would really be cool would be if they have a Spider-Man movie set up and everybody's like, man, Tom Holland, all right, Sinister Six, whatever. It comes on, all this shit. We see the villains building up. We get that, okay, it's these guys. The Spider-Man that shows up takes his mask off, and it's goddamn Andrew Garfield, and we get his third movie.
Yeah. Well, they've
In a
talked
perfect
about it.
world.
all right, fuck all that.
The
Have
Last
y'all
Dragon.
seen this trailer? Have y'all seen this movie? Are y'all familiar with The Last Dragon 1985? I wasn't until a few days ago.
Is this some Eddie
dude.
Murphy?
No, it's not Eddie Murphy. But that's
Maybe.
that's like no Sucker Punch back, dude. This is just something that came out when it did and it didn't do well, so it just kind of went under the,
Yeah.
85. I came across one of those videos where a guy was like, I'm going to break this film down. I can't wait to watch the movie. After seeing what I saw,
Yeah.
I was like, well, I'm going to put I was short on trailers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wasn't a lot to work around, so I was like, I'm adding in an old trailer before the fucking hype comes in. So it sounds like we're watching it.
Let's do it.
3, 2, 1, play. I never heard of it, dude, and I grew up on a TV, you know? This guy.
Mhm.
What?
Motown.
It's the
I'm-
80s.
I miss Trailer Man.
Dude, his name is Show Nuff. Show Nuff.
Oh shit.
Look, with the tiger on the. What? Dude, this dude, the movie, in this movie, this music video plays for 3 minutes. The whole music video. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, it just plays the music video. And it plays 2. What they don't show you here is when his master's like, all right, leave here. I'm not your master anymore. Like, he grew up there, learned everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
He comes to America and goes to a movie theater and watches a Bruce Lee movie. And then he's like, it's on. I mean, later he's dressed like Bruce Lee in the yellow jumpsuit.
Yeah.
with the two things on the side. And then Show
I
Enough shows up,
mean-
beats up everybody in the movie theater. Everyone in the movie theater beats them up because they all want to fight. Everybody's like, yeah, and there's people break dancing. It's wild, dude. I was like, what is this?
I mean, we might have to puddle.
What is
it, dude.
this?
It's getting released on Blu-ray in 2 months. That's all I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's
I
already
mean,
an early cut of that. I ran across it.
Spirit of the Night. Rhythm of the Night.
Yeah. Rhythm of. Do they play 2 music videos back to back? The
Crazy.
video's hilarious, but it's still
They're,
made me want to watch it.
their head bobbing into the club, the rhythm of the night.
Yeah. This is the rhythm of the night. All right, main event. Got fucking 1.1 million likes.
That's
Let's
crazy.
Are you
fucking
fucking
go.
are you serious? with
Let's fucking
this?
go.
1.1 million likes.
Shamshira.
Sham wow. All right, 3, 2, 1, play. Oh. Oh. Oh, I guess I should turn the subs on.
Mm-hmm. Have to win it.
You have to win it, dude. Look at this. This dude's a hoot. Look at him.
Is that the dude from System of a Down?
It looks like that fucking that.
Oh yeah.
I think it's him. They just stole their gold. Why are they always so like majestical? Like, we're looking for a man. Oh, fucking White Devil showed up. You know. This dude's over here whipping a man in front of a little boy. Oh. Why is he resting his neck on a blade?
He ain't scared.
A roller coaster of emotions here. Look at this. Look at this. Oh! He ran out of bullets and dude did a... There's a train? What was that movie we watched? This is kind of like that, right?
Yeah.
Look who we're fighting. Of course they're going to win. Look. Bringing the crown jewels home. They just got to fight this dude. He's the sellout. That dude's going to be the sellout that was killing his own people.
So it's
I mean,
Indian
looks kind of
Robin
lit,
Hood?
right? Oh, there's 2 of them. One of them's fucked up more than the other. Right?
I mean, that looks pretty good to be honest.
I mean, right?
Like,
What was that movie we watched? That the first one we watched.
Triple R.
That's it. This looks like that.
Yeah.
You see what they're doing? They're like, all
Oh,
right,
yeah.
we're going way back. There's horses
back.
and British.
Yeah.
But colonialism.
Yeah. Revolution.
Which, I mean,
I'm down for it.
it looks
Yeah,
good.
it looks lit, dude. We might have to check that out. I don't know. Maybe 4 and February.
Oh yeah.
Be a candidate.
Stacking up nicely.
We'll throw it in there. Next week, though, it's going to be John Wick 4.
And Are we going to go ahead and get on the?
Secret Invasion.
Yes.
You better know it.
Yes.
I wouldn't miss it for the world. I mean, I'm gonna watch it. So
Episode 1 will be dropping probably later tonight.
well,
I do.
for
I
me
do plan
tonight, it's
on.
already tomorrow. I'm on it.
I do plan on having it watched by the end of tomorrow at some point.
Before the sun goes down.
Yeah.
One last fight.
All right. Fucking John Wick 4. The motherfucking.
John Wick 4. Pray it's not a 3-hour snore.
I think it's gonna be good.
I think
Yeah.
I
so
really
too,
do. It's
man.
gonna be good. Checks in the mail. Fucking
Hit it.
wet your wicks.
Hit the flag.